Welcome to Notre Dame football, presented by Discover, and welcome to the official 95th meeting of the greatest intersectional rivalry in college football. Few traditions quite like USC and Notre Dame. And here in South Bend, the Irish, winners of 4 in a row, have re-sparked the national conversation about making the college football playoff for the second consecutive year. After a run to the national championship game last year, an 0-2 start this year, Marcus Freeman has his team back in the driver's seat to control their fate to eventually get back to the postseason. They face a very hungry, very confident USC team on the other side, coming off their best performance of the year a week ago against Michigan. Back in the top 20 and back in their own spotlight. Back a chance for them to take that next step under Lincoln Riley for the college football playoff. The fans are here despite inclement weather. Took them a little longer to get into Notre Dame Stadium, but they are ready to go. A tradition as great as all in college football. Marcus Freeman has told his team they need to play bloody today. Violent, vicious, passionate. Here come the Irish. Lincoln Riley's team is 5-1 and hope to play spoiler not just tonight, but for the season for the Notre Dame side of things. Marcus Freeman has his team ready, and he's with Catherine Tappan.
Coach, you're coming off 4 consecutive wins, but you face a ranked USC opponent with major college football playoff implications on the line. What is the #1 focus throughout this game tonight for your team?
We got to just do our job on this play, right? The outcome is a reflection of what you do on this play, and that's what I try to remind them on now. That play's got to be a physical affair. It's got to be a fight that we choose to make it. And we got to get our job done on this play, but that's what matters. Get your job done on this play.
Your defense has taken great strides over the last 3 games, but they face a high-powered offense there with USC. What does a successful night look like for your defense?
Well, we can't let them be two-dimensional. We can't let them just run the ball and pass the ball, and so we got to stop the run. That's huge for our defense. Stop the run. Try to make them throw the ball to beat us, and then we got to control what we do against 6. Is a heck of a player, and we got to try to affect the quarterback. So a lot of stuff, we got to get this play done, and then we'll adjust from there.
Coach, thank you very much.
All right, thanks, y'all.
All right, KT, appreciate it. Welcome to the broadcast booth. No Eagle, Todd Blackledge. You saw Catherine Tappan, Terry McCauley. Glad to have you with us for this awesome tradition in college football. USC and Notre Dame, 2 teams that are vying for the college football playoff. Last week, when it was USC and Michigan, you called that a play-in game.
Yeah.
And this one, it's feeling like a play-out game. For
Absolutely, because, I mean, look, a 3rd loss tonight almost assuredly eliminates Notre Dame from the college football playoff. USC could survive a loss tonight, but their schedule very demanding from here on out, a couple very difficult road tests. So a win tonight would be huge for them.
Just think about the path for Notre Dame this season. 0-2 start against 2 excellent teams. Lose by a combined 4 points to Miami and A&M. And then they've ripped off 4 wins in a row. And more than anything, it just feels like the balance has been there for this team.
Yeah, well, first of all, offensively, C.J. Carr, their young quarterback, continues to get better and better. It's an explosive offense. He pushes the ball downfield, a lot of weapons. And then defensively, they've been much better the last 3 weeks. It helps having Leonard Moore fully healthy, and their best pass rusher, Boubacar Traore, has really elevated his game in the last 3 weeks.
Defense is going to have to play exceptionally well tonight against a USC offense that we all know under Lincoln Riley is going to be explosive. But the USC defense is always where the question marks have been, certainly under Lincoln Riley and even before that. Last week, maybe their best game of the season defensively against Michigan, but now it's prove it again against a good team.
Yeah, they were impressive last week. What we saw at the line of scrimmage, not just their defensive line, but their offensive line. They won the game up front. They dominated Michigan. Can they do it 2 weeks in a row? Can they take that same physicality and do it on the road? We'll find out shortly.
Head coach Lincoln Riley loved the response his team showed last week. After going up 7-0 on their opening drive, they got the ball back, driving to go up 14-zip. Lake McCree, the tight end, fumbled. Michigan took advantage to tie the game, but the response and resolve from his team is what he felt like took them over the top in a physical Big Ten win. USC won the toss and elected to receive to start this game. We'll keep an eye on the weather throughout, and we'll keep an eye on what this crowd can do, as Lincoln Riley's talked about how hard it is to win on the road.
Well, and Noah, part of the reason they take the ball, not only do they love their offense, but because of the uncertainty of the weather, while it's nice right now, get on offense first.
So, Eric Schmidt will send it away. And Tanook Hines, the freshman, will be back for the Trojans. An offense that has been so explosive. We'll see what they can do against the crowd and against the Irish defensive attack. Underway, 95th official meeting between USC and Notre Dame. Will start with a touchback. Brings out Jaden Mayava, who has been near perfect at times this season. Only 1 interception last week and 2 for the season.
Yeah, he's played really well. He's seeing the field. Lincoln Riley says, you know, I gauge a quarterback by how many plays he gives the defense a chance to make a play on the ball, and his quarterback has not done that very often so far in the season. He has played winning football the majority of the time.
They are going to be missing their top 2 running backs. Wayman Jordan, Eli Sanders, both hurt last week. That means the walk-on redshirt freshman King Miller, who exploded against Michigan, will start this game at the 25-yard line in the backfield. Hand it to him on first down, and Miller is swallowed up. Jordan Botello makes the first play against this USC offense.
Well, you take a look at the lineups, and Makai Lemon, one of the best receivers in the country. USC showing some tempo right now. John Ray Reed making his second start at center for this USC offensive line.
Now they'll take their time. Didn't like the initial look they saw from this Notre Dame defense that has been much improved over the last 3 games, only allowing 9 points per game against Arkansas, Boise State, and NC State. There's movement. Traore got there pretty quickly, and let's see which side they call this on. Jerry Magalanis will be our referee tonight.
Offside, defense, number 5. 5-yard penalty, second down.
He went on the clap. He didn't go on any movement. He got fooled by the clap of the quarterback, Mayava, and a free 5 yards there on second down.
So negates essentially that excellent play for this Notre Dame defense on first down, and makes it second down and 5.
And Leonard Moore lined up directly over Makai Lemon, the best cover guy against the best receiver for USC.
2 of the best in all of college football at their positions. To the outside, a catch made to Tanook Hines at the 40-yard line, and he gets a couple extra yards after the fact to pick up 12.
Well, he knows that he's going to get more single coverage away from Lemon. That's a cushion provided by the corner Christian Gray, and a good read by Mayava and the throw.
Play action on first down to the outside for Jacoby Lane. Breaks a tackle, busts one across midfield, and finally gets taken down at the 42-yard line after a pickup of 16.
And similarly to what we saw last week, the early passing game by USC, quick throws, out of the hands quickly, and we're already seeing him distribute the football. He has had every game at least 8 different receivers catch the football.
In the last 2, he's had 9 apiece. Blake McCree, the talented tight end, in motion. Handoff. It is Miller who just disappears in the pile. Adon Schuler makes first contact for this Notre Dame defense.
Well, you take a look up front for the defense. Boubacar Traore, their best pass rusher, leads the team in sacks and tackles for loss. He's got to have a huge game tonight. In the back end, the guy that is kind of going to get picked on probably a little bit, Dallas Golden, the nickelback, a true freshman.
Miller on second down and 9 gets right back to the line of scrimmage before he gets stood up. Brings up the first 3rd and long for this USC offense.
Well, the last week they had a great blend of run and pass, and they averaged over 6 yards a carry running the football. So far, Notre Dame up for it on run game.
Mayava on 39, wide open. It's Hines on the outside in the red zone. He gets decked by Tay Johnson, and they caught this Notre Dame defense sleeping.
Well, they did. They weren't ready. Look, you got all these guys right in here, and the guy responsible is going to be Golden, number 14. He's late getting there, and Mayava with the quick count fooled him.
Fresh out of downs from the 17-yard line. And Miller keeps the legs churning inside the 15. They'll mark him down at the 13.
Just a mental error by the Notre Dame defense. Not set, not communicating fast enough. And USC took advantage of it. Typically, you see the home team take advantage of that against a defense on the road. That was pretty impressive of Jaden Mayava to take advantage of it on the road.
Well, keep an eye on the running back situation. Brian Jackson just motioned into the backfield. He made his return last week, surprisingly, after the 2 injuries to their first 2. And he'll get the handoff on 2nd down and 6, push the pile forward. It's 1st and goal for the Trojans.
They did a nice job of bringing both of their tight ends as lead blockers on that play. And here they go, lining up quickly again, trying to get the Notre Dame defense out of position. Quick snap.
Yeah, Mayava wasn't ready for it. Yeah. Exactly. So the flag comes in at the 11, make it the 6-yard line. And Notre Dame maybe catches a break after the Trojans go too fast for themselves.
Full start offense. All 11 players were not set before the snap. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
I think Mayava knew that they weren't set, but the center snapped the ball too soon. See, I think he's waiting. He's clapping to give a signal. The center thought he meant snap the football, but his team was not set.
We've seen the dangers of the clap as the cadence as opposed to more of the traditional vocal cadence. We saw it here against Texas A&M with C.J. Carr and the miscommunication on a frustration clap. So it's 1st and goal now from the 10. Jackson is the back. Makai Lemon and Leonard Moore still matched up.
Right there.
Mayava looks for the screen, back to the other side, incomplete and dangerous. Don Schuler had a chance at it. Drake Bowen got the hand in there, and it's 2nd and goal.
USC loves to throw screens. It's different if you're playing man or zone. Bowen is in man coverage. You have to get him blocked. And McCree was not able to get the block on the man responsible for the back, and that's why that play was blown up. USC ran 11 screen passes a week ago against Michigan. They fail on their first one tonight.
10th play of the drive. 2nd and goal for Mayava. Through his progressions to the end zone. Upstairs, McCree. Touchdown! What a snag by the tight end, and what a start for USC.
This is excellent coverage by Adon Schuler, but the perfect throw. You have a big tight end, throw it high. He's open vertically. He's not open anywhere else, but throw the ball high to the back of the end zone and let him go up and make a play. That is a perfect throw to the exact right spot of the field.
Marcus Freeman knew the balance of this USC offense was going to be the challenge. Mayava goes 4 of 5 for 62 yards. They ran it 5 times for 13. So as expected, a 50-50 run pass on that first drive down the field. They're trying to confirm whether this was a touchdown. It looked like it was good on that first replay, and they've just confirmed it. His first foot down, you saw that second foot kind of hit the white. The first foot was in before that, and he completed the catch to the ground. So Ryan Sayeri will come on for the extra point. What a godsend he has been for USC, coming in, replacing an expected starter, and he has been nails. Extra point is good to make it 7-0 right down the field in 3 minutes and 51 seconds. And the Trojans cash in to go up 7-0 in this battle.
Well, 7-0 USC. Another fast start by Jordan Mayava, 4 of 5. Time for the Nissan honor roll. It's man coverage. Adon Schuler is on the big tight end. Lake McCree. It's a corner route, so the target to throw is right there at the back pylon. It's perfectly placed. It's excellent coverage by Schuler, but a perfect throw to a taller receiver. Gets the 1 foot down. That is picture perfect in terms of throwing the football. USC was ready to respond. That first drive, Notre Dame was covering Makai Lemon man-to-man with Leonard Moore every play. And so the quarterback went other places with the football.
Touchback will start this Notre Dame drive from the 25-yard line, and C.J. Carr. You talk about Mayava and the way he's played, but C.J. Carr is playing as well as anybody at quarterback in the country.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, he's a competitive guy. He's a confident guy. He's got excellent footwork and throwing mechanics. Tremendous touch on the deep ball, and that's the biggest difference in this Notre Dame offense this year from last year. They are pushing the ball vertically to a lot of different people, And C.J. Carr is operating at a very high efficiency level.
Got 31 passes of 20-plus yards, most in the country. He's also got arguably the best tandem of running backs next to him, including Jeremiah Love. But to go to the air on first down, plenty of time. Carr over the middle is tipped, nearly intercepted, incomplete. Raritan the intended target, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that was very close. Raritan caught a bunch of balls for over 100 yards a week ago. He's a big target in the middle, a little bit high, but a catchable pass, and very fortunate that one didn't get picked off. We saw this USC team with a couple interceptions a week ago against Michigan. Been very opportunistic.
See, when Love gets involved, that'll be on 2nd down and 10 with a hole. Jeremiah Love, major speed across midfield. Will they catch him? They will, just inside the 15. You know it's a threat of a home run every time he touches it. This time it's 65.
Well, watch the safety now. He's going to go this way, and there's going to be a hole that opens up, and Jeremiah Love is going to run right to the area that was voided by the safety. You see the corner running in man coverage? He's no threat. And Kamari Ramsey able to make the touchdown-saving tackle.
Sets up 1st and 10 from the 12. Carr on the run. Fires a little bit in front of his intended target of Will Pauling, who has really come on with 105 yards and a touchdown last week.
Well, anytime you get long runs, the receivers have to do their job. He had an easy block because the cornerback, Nicholson, was just running stride for stride in man coverage, so he just kind of shielded him with his body. That was Malachi Fields. But anytime you get long runs, your wide receivers are blocking and doing their job on the perimeter, and that time Malachi Fields helped the cause.
Jeremiah Love, 11 total touchdowns, 8 on the ground, 3 through the air. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week against NC State. Looking for another one here. Burst away from the initial, and he's got it. Touchdown. Jeremiah Love does it all on the drive.
Well, they're going to bring Raritan in motion. He's going to cut off the backside, and just watch Jeremiah Love just show a little patience, let these blocks set up, and then squirt out to the backside and accelerate to the end zone. Nice block by the left tackle, Anthony Knapp, number 54, kind of coming down on the nose, and Jeremiah Love off to a fast start as well.
Noah Burnett, who's gotten healthier the last couple of weeks after re-aggravating a right hip injury against A&M in the 2nd game of the season, knocks through the extra point and ties this game at 7. Not even 5 minutes in. Todd, you like points? It's starting to look like it could be a track meet. And
Keep
one of the fastest guys.
Keep the rain away.
One of the fastest guys in the country does it all on the drive. 75 yards and a touchdown. Take a look at Jersey Mike's above the rest.
Joe Otting is the new starting center. He is doing a great job on both of those Jeremiah Love runs. Watch the new center in for the injured Ashton Craig. And Jeremiah Love capitalizing on excellent interior blocking by Joe Otting, off to a fast start also in his first start against a very good and talented Trojan defense.
C.J. Carr went up to Joe Otting last week and said, Joe, we trust you. We believe in you. You've been doing this your entire life.
Yep.
And Marcus Freeman said the quicker he realizes this is just a football game, the better. Same could be said on this USC side as their offense comes back out. A good look at Otting there, making his first start. Jaden Mayava last year, if you remember, played exceptional football until late 4th quarter against Notre Dame when he threw 2 pick sixes that ended the game.
Yeah, he threw for over 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. He ran for 2 touchdowns, but those 2 pick sixes, the difference in the ball game. The tempo in that first drive, a couple quick snaps, really hurt this Notre Dame defense. They've got to be alert to that here in this possession.
So motion Miller back to the backfield after 158 yards and a touchdown last week against Michigan. Fake it to him. Now it's Mayava. Perfect placement again. This time it's the other tight end, Walker Lyons. Couple extra yards all the way to midfield before he's ushered out of bounds by Kingston Viliamu-Asa. 25 yards on the first down catch.
Well, Lyons is right here. Watch. He's going to fake like he's blocking, and then he's just going to release into a soft area. Last week, USC had 5 explosive pass plays of 20 yards or more. 4 of them were to the 2 tight ends. These guys are vertical threats, both excellent receiving tight ends and capable of making big plays. They're both in the game. Again, that's 12 personnel. 1 running back, 2 tight ends right here.
Lincoln Riley loves that they've improved as run blockers and their football IQ. 1st and 10 to the outside, and a little bit too tall, looking for Lions on a second straight play.
Notre Dame is a heavy man-to-man defensive team. Now, when Chris Ash took over as the new defensive coordinator, he runs a little bit more zone. Wanted him to kind of mix in some more zone, but what they're most comfortable in doing is playing man-to-man. And now that Leonard Moore is back at full strength, we probably will see more of that in the ball game tonight.
Already 17.4 yards per completion for Jaden Mayava. He's first in the country in yards per pass attempt, nearly 11 on the season. This time he's in trouble. He does get rid of it, throws it up for grabs. Oh, his man is there. Tanook Hines catches the prayer for a first down.
Well, first of all, how's he get away from Bryce Young, and then having the sense and the wherewithal to put it close enough to the sideline to make a play. Unbelievable throw.
They're going to go fast play action to the outside. It is Jacoby Lane making a series of moves, being pushed back by Leonard Moore for a modest gain.
Watch, you're going to see a nice rush by Bryce Young. Not able to get him on the ground, and Mayava, I don't know, maybe he was trying to throw that ball away, but he threw it in the right spot, that's for sure.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, right?
Yeah.
He does not get sacked very often, only 2 times this year according to PFF. 3rd lowest percentage of dropbacks among Power 4 quarterbacks. Lincoln Riley's offense continues to hum. 5 runs, 9 passes so far, and now an empty set will be a surefire throw for Mayava. On 2nd down and 6, and that one is juggled incomplete. It was King Miller, who will talk a little bit with Jaden Ausberry after the fact.
Yeah, off coverage, zone coverage. That's a missed opportunity because that's an easy throw and catch. Now, again, King Miller starting for the first time now, the number 3 running back. And for the 2nd play in a row, he's flanked out wide as a wide receiver to start this play. Man look right now.
3rd and 6. Notre Dame brings 4. Over the middle. Tipped around and incomplete. Lane had it knocked out of his hands, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, Lane had this, but because he bobbled it, it allowed Adon Schuler to come and knock the ball away. If he catches it right away, it's a first down and a catch. He bobbles it, Schuler comes from inside, and the collision causes the ball to go away. It was good tight coverage by Christian Gray, but Schuler with the hit.
So it'll bring on Ryan Sairi, who has been just excellent for this team. A 42-yard attempt, has only missed 1 this season. That was from 37 against Purdue. And this kick is perfect. So USC does cash in after the drive stalls out and takes a 10-7 lead, not even midway through this first quarter. Both offenses showing out early. Notre Dame's defense makes the first statement of the night, a 3-point game in South Bend. Cue the music. The NBA tips off a new era on NBC and Peacock. Rockets Thunder, Warriors Lakers, Tuesday on NBC and streaming on Peacock.
Look forward to hearing you, my man, on that Lakers-Warriors game.
It'll be fun out in Los Angeles, just like it's fun so far here. Offensive explosion between these 2 teams. Not even midway through the first quarter, we already have 17 points. And USC has possessed the football 5 minutes and 58 seconds. And Notre Dame has possessed the football 58 seconds.
That's good points per minute.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Helps when you've got Jeremiah Love, who can touch the ball twice and go the full 75 and find Pater. 2nd touchback here. Time now for a game break. Here's John Fanta.
Good evening, Noah and Ty. Well, let's go out to the desert where Texas Tech, yeah, they're ranked number 7 in the country. Will Hammond with one last prayer in Tempe, and it's kind of knocked down. Arizona State let the party begin. They knock off the Red Raiders.
It has been a chaotic day in college football, and that is just going to add to the list. Appreciate it, John. And now Notre Dame is trying to make sure that there is no upset here. The heavy favorites coming into this game at home. Number 13 in the country versus number 20, and it helps when you've got a Heisman-level candidate in the backfield in Jeremiah Love, who stays in there for this second drive. Fake it to him on first down. Carr to the outside. It's caught by Faison. He gets dragged down after a pickup of 9, and we check in with KT.
Well, Jeremiah Love told me he spends the week studying film and visualizing where he can find the openings at the line of scrimmage. I told him he needs a virtual reality headset, guys. He said, I see and imagine myself making the explosive plays, catching them off guard, and misfitting their gaps, Noah.
Yeah, I think he just prefers reality. He's happy with the results that he's gotten on the field. Appreciate it, KT. Whatever he's doing is working, and he's going to pick up the first down here.
You know, last week when we saw this USC defense, particularly their front 7, they did a great job against Michigan's run game, holding it to 109 yards. Part of that was Justice Haynes, the leading rusher in the Big Ten, got hurt. But the other part was Michigan did not pose the same kind of passing threat or the downfield passing that this Notre Dame team presents. So this defense has to play a little bit more honest and cover both run and pass. They can't crowd the line of scrimmage.
Tall task for defensive coordinator Danton Lynn, but it works here as Devin Tompkins forces a 2-yard loss.
Well, just good penetration that time. Devin Tompkins is the guy who has really been the leader of this front, played very well in that win at home against Michigan a week ago.
Eric Gentry made that initial penetration that stopped Jeremiah Love initially in his tracks. Gentry so talented, so unique at his spot. Another free rusher is going to set up the screen for Love to the outside. He gets across the 40. They're going to mark him down at the 41-yard line for this Notre Dame offense.
We'll take a look at the skill players for this offense. Will Pauling and tight end Eli Raridan, both over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And then we mentioned the new center, Joe Otting, up front, off to a good start on that initial touchdown drive. A couple big blocks to spring Jeremiah Love.
First third down that Notre Dame has faced so far tonight. They're going to split Love to the outside. So dangerous as a pass catcher with 3 receiving touchdowns on the season. From the 41, it's third down and 6, and it's a little bit awry. Looking for Eli Raridan. Second incompletion in the direction of the tight end is going to bring up fourth down.
Yeah, just a little off. I mean, this is good enough protection. He just doesn't make an accurate throw, and that's 3 throws tonight where C.J. Carr has just been a little bit off. 2 of them to Raridan, and they've got to punt the football.
And Carr, who you ask anybody in this building at Notre Dame, is as competitive a human being as you'll ever encounter in your life. Frustrated after that one. Makai Lemon is back to receive this punt from Rendell. They'll let it sail over his head. It's going to die down at the 7-yard line. Beautifully done by James Rendell, the 25-year-old senior from Melbourne. 52-yard punt to flip the field. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands. By Genesis Motor America. Learn more at genesis.com. And by Jersey Mike's Subs. Be a sub above. Well, 20 years ago, just a couple days ago, the Bush Push, October 15th, 2005, #1 USC on basically the final play of the game. Reggie Bush pushing Matt Leinart into the end zone for a 34-31 victory here at Notre Dame Stadium. One of the great college football games in the history of the sport. And both these teams could use not just a win, but a win of that type of status and caliber here tonight to help springboard the rest of their season toward the college football playoff. They could also use USC, at least some of their running game back on this drive. Did not run it on the last time down the field, resulted in a field goal. Brian Jackson will start as the running back from the 7. Hand it to him, and he gets dumped in the backfield. Don Schuler, and a loss of 2.
Yeah, Schuler came on a little inside blitz inside the defensive end. Watch number 8 just flash right to the inside. Nobody accounted for him, and a tackle for loss in the backfield. Coming into the game, Notre Dame, not a lot of tackles for loss on the season. One of the worst in the country. That was a big one right there on first down.
Mayava changing the play. Miller back into the backfield now. 2nd down, 11. 5 minutes to play in the first. It's Miller with a hold to the outside, and he gets crunched across the 10 down to the 12. Schuler and Gray sandwiched him there, and it's 3rd down.
Nice job of getting to the edge, but pretty quick pursuit from inside out, bringing up this 3rd down play by the defense.
Mayava airs it out, knocked away. Tight coverage by Christian Gray. USC looking for a flag, and they will not get it.
Yeah, Christian Gray was kind of looking for a flag, too. He turned around to see if he was going to get called. He's working on Hines.
It looked like contact.
Yeah, it certainly looked like they could have thrown the flag. They don't call it. Watch Christian Gray turned around looking to see if he got caught. He got away with one. They went with a quick count again. I mean, they've used that pretty effectively. That time it probably should have gotten the pass interference penalty.
It's only the 4th 3-and-out of the season for USC. So Sam Johnson on a punt, and he does get rid of it quickly as Faison is back for Notre Dame. Calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 30-yard line. Looked like he had some space to try to get some better field position for C.J. Carr. And this Notre Dame offense, it's right to put Carr in the driver's seat, especially with what he's shown so far. 2nd in the country in yards per completion, top 20 in pass yards per game. He's had a number of 300-yard games already in his first year as a starter. Over 1,600 passing yards entering tonight, most by a Notre Dame quarterback in the first 6 starts of their career. He has just been everything that you could ask out of a young quarterback in his first real moment of this stature, of this nature at a school like Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's played at such a high level. He just needs to settle down right now. 2 for 5, and all 3 misses, just kind of errant throws.
First snap for Jadarian Price will be from the 29-yard line. Carr delivers, this time on target for Faison. Looking for the open space, and he'll go down after a gain of 8.
No huddle look now by Notre Dame. You don't always have to run tempo, but you at least give the threat of it.
On 2nd down and 2. Carr, oh, look out from the blind side. Cameron Crawford. Carr turned around, and Crawford was right there to greet him for the sack.
Yeah, Anthony Knapp is trying to move him past the quarterback. Watch the left tackle. He's doing what he should do, push him past the quarterback. He had no idea that C.J. Carr was going to try to wheel out that way. And that's a sack that really is the quarterback's fault more than it is the left tackle's fault.
Now 3.5 sacks on the season for Crawford. 3rd down and 11. Back at the 28. Screen, Price. Does he have enough blocking in front of him? Gets past Gentry. Price stayed on his feet, but he's short. Big time play by Christian Pierce to keep him shy of the line to gain.
Yeah, Gentry was there first. Desmond Stevens was there. They weren't able to get the tackle, but knock him off balance enough to where he couldn't make it all the way to the first down. And as you said, Christian Pierce there to finish him off.
So it'll be the 2nd punt of this first quarter for James Rendell, who downed one inside the 10 on the last time out. That would be quite the feat to do it from here on the field. Makai Lemon back deep. Rendell gets one off cleanly, and he does boom another. Lemon calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 15. 2 appearances for Rendell, 2 impressive showings. This one a 48-yard punt. And USC will be back deep in their own territory once again with a 3-point lead. USC offense back on the field will be from their own 16-yard line with a 10-7 lead. Mayava already 7 of 12, 112, and 1 touchdown. We'll take a look at the All-State first down line to start this drive. And Harry Dalton III, freshman running back from Dinwiddie, Virginia, in there for the first time. They'll fake it to him, Maiava under pressure. Maiava gets rid of it in time, and it's incomplete. Sneed had the pressure. Jacoby Lane was the closest receiver, and you assume that's where they're going to say it went toward.
Yeah, you see the strength of Maiava because Sneed was in pursuit, kind of had a hold of the jersey, and he was able to shake free and throw the ball away.
Oh, did he get his face mask? Looked like he might have gotten a handful.
That's what Maiava thought.
Dalton with a carry, gets pushed backward. It's a loss on the play to set up 3rd and long.
It was Sneed again. First guy into the backfield, 2 plays in a row. A linebacker blitz, getting into the backfield and creating negative plays. Big 3rd down opportunity right here for the Notre Dame defense.
3rd and 12. They've done such a great job of taking the football away over the last 3 games. 9 over the last 2. And handed off to King Miller instead. He had a long 3rd down conversion last week, but he's not going to get it done this time. Back-to-back 3 and outs for this USC offense.
Yeah, last week it was 3rd and 26. They converted. Notre Dame saw that on film. They're not going to get fooled on a run play on 3rd and long. And another 3 and out. What, that's just 5 now on the season?
Yeah, they had 3 in their first 6 games.
That's ridiculous.
So it'll be another punt here. Sam Johnson hasn't had to punt all that much this year. He only had 7 coming into the game.
Yeah, he's going to have to shower tonight after the game. I mean, normally he wouldn't even need. He just put his clothes back on.
His 2nd one of the day, another clean one for Faison, who will call for it just across the 35 at the 37-yard line. The 2nd with John Fanta.
Well, guys, 3rd Saturday in October means Tennessee and Alabama. Ty Simpson and the Crimson Tide, they've been red hot. Here he finds Isaiah. Jordan hears a who. And they're revved up in Tuscaloosa.
That's my kind of game. You know why?
Why is that?
The Stogie game.
Oh, yeah. Good point. I just figured uniforms as well. I know you're a big
like the
traditional uniforms.
Yeah.
These 2 traditional uniforms in front of us as well. Notre Dame and USC, 2 of the classics in college football. And now can C.J. Carr refocus, find some of that rhythm that he's been lacking early in this game. Handoff. It's Price up the middle. Look out for Price. Deep into USC territory across the 35 and ruled down at the 31-yard line.
You know, it seems like every time Jadarian Price comes into the game for the first time, he gets a big run. Nice block by Eli Raridan. Notre Dame going fast. I'll explain why I think that is after this play.
Picks up 32 yards on his first carry of the night. Raridan now in motion, final minute of this opening quarter. Right back to Price, and he delivers some pain, keeps the legs churning, gets across the 25. Time now for Players on the Rise, brought to you by Hyundai, and this dynamic duo continues to rise for Notre Dame.
Yeah, they are outstanding, a tremendous 1-2 punch. You know, Price had over 100 yards against USC last year, both capable of hitting home runs when they touch the football. But I do think Price has a little edge when he comes into the game for the first time like he did tonight. I think teams are so geared in on stopping Jeremiah Love. All week, your scout team running back has a 4 on his jersey. You're locked in, and when they bring 24 in, it's like the defense exhales a little bit, and next thing you know, he squirts 3 for a big run.
Well, 24 has brought some momentum back for the Irish, down 3 after 1. Aerial coverage brought to you by Ford. Ready, set, Ford. 10-7 after 1. Welcome you back to the broadcast booth. And all week we heard that this was going to feel like a playoff game, and through 1 quarter, it's exactly that.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I think USC got off to a very fast start, kind of surprised Notre Dame on a couple things. It feels like Notre Dame is kind of settled in right now. Even though USC has the lead, Notre Dame's defense back-to-back 3 and outs, and they've got 107 yards running the football. Last weekend, USC held Michigan to 109 yards for the entire game. So right now, the balance is there running the football, and they're threatening here on the 23-yard line.
The biggest key, it feels like, for the offense is C.J. Carr has to start looking like C.J. Carr.
Yeah, I think his last throw he did. It helps that you can turn and hand it to 4 and 24 until you get settled in. But, yeah, he's got to settle into the game, not force things, and trust his arm, trust his reads, and trust the people he's throwing to, because he's got some good options out there on this Notre Dame offense.
Let's see if they can punch it in here. On the first drive, it was 2 rushes for Jeremiah Love, one that went for 63 yards and then a 12-yard touchdown. Here it's been a little bit more of Jadarian Price, who had a 32-yard scamper to put them in this threatening position. 2 runs, 2 passes, this time back to the ground for Love. And the stutter step move gets him across the 20 into the red zone. He loses his helmet. He'll have to go off after the first down carry.
Yeah, you pretty much knew this was going to be a run. Why? Because
Number 4 on offense lost his helmet.
Matt Jeffrey is in at wide receiver. He's way down on the depth chart, but he's a pretty good blocker, and they use him as a lead blocker on this play. Jeremiah Love follows right in there and gets the first down.
Not bad for a true freshman from Cheshire, Connecticut, to make it a redshirt freshman. Either way, sets up first down from the 16. On the handoff, up the middle, exploding. It's Price to the outside, to the corner for the touchdown. Jadarian makes it happen for the score. Just when you feel like you've got your feel on one of the running backs, the other one comes in, pops off a long run, and a couple plays later pays it off with the touchdown. Burnett will come in for the extra point, and he drills it.
Well, go back and look. One of the leaders on this offensive line, Billy Shrout, the left guard, number 74. Watch the block that he gets initially to spring Jadarian Price. He's going to open up a huge hole on the left side. Price goes through now. Downfield. Here's again Malachi Fields, a wide receiver, blocking on the perimeter and allowing the running back to get to the front pylon for the Notre Dame touchdown. Excellent blocking at the point of attack, and then perimeter blocking by their wide receiver. Notre Dame takes the lead.
Well, Jeremiah Love, these 2 running backs they love being around each other and complementing each other so well. A lot of times, and look, it's different in the modern football game. It feels like you always need a 1-2 punch, but there's definitely a territorial feel to the backfield.
Sure.
And certainly everywhere on the football field with only one ball. But these 2 in particular, you always see them rooting for each other.
Yeah, and there's enough history of great football teams having more than one back in today's college football.
This will be another touchback from the 25-yard line for USC. From the network that brought you The Office and Parks and Rec comes a brand new season of TV's Feel Better comedy. St. Dennis Medical premieres November 3rd on NBC and Peacock.
Well, now if you're USC, you've got to try to find a way to get your momentum back. Notre Dame has done a great job stuffing the run, and that's what Marcus Freeman told KT. We've got to stop the run, make them one-dimensional, and then not let number 6 beat us. Well, so far, everything has worked out perfectly. They've stopped the run, and number 6, Mekhi Lemon, has 0 catches right now.
And Mayava has 4 straight incompletions after starting this game 7 of 9. An efficient beginning, but Notre Dame's defense, as you said, has settled in. And Lincoln Riley loved the response from his team last week after losing momentum. Let's see if they can do it again this time on the road. Drive will start from the 25 with Lemon in motion. Mayava, free rushers, got it to Lemon on the screen. His first catch, and he's tripped up.
What a play by Leonard Moore. So again, they ran 11 screens last week, 7 to wide receivers, and all 7 were to Mekhi Lemon. They try to get him blocked by McCree. Leonard Moore fights off the block and makes the tackle back inside.
Notre Dame brings 5. One gets home. Onye couldn't get there. Did he get rid of that?
I think he fumbled it.
USC hopped on it. There's a flag down on the field as Alani Noah was the one to jump on there for the Trojans. A lot to really unpack on this play. It looked like Onye may have tripped him up.
I think there's going to be a holding on Dallas Golden, though, who was working on the slot receiver.
Holding. Defense, number 4. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
They say it's on Osbury.
Okay,
if it's Golden, it would be 14. Let's take a look and see if we can find it. And I think you're right.
I thought it was right there, right?
Yeah,
Dallas Golden.
I mean, 4's got a little tug, but it looks more
Could have called either one.
Here's the end of that play, and yeah, he did lose that football.
Yep.
But a moot point after the penalty.
Well, no, USC needs to capitalize on that. That was a good pass rush by Notre Dame. Now they've got good field position, and they got to find a way to get Makai Lemon involved in the offense. Again, Leonard Moore lined up over him in the slot right here.
Just one catch for 1 yard for a guy who had 682 coming into this game. He gets one here in stride. Lemon into the secondary, across the 40, down to the 37-yard line before Tay Johnson stops him in his tracks.
He's just too good of a player. Even though Leonard Moore is an excellent cover guy, he gets separation, and then there's a missed tackle, and it's explosive play. Don't shy away from him, even though he's working on the best cover corner. Trust your receiver to get separation and make a play.
So Lemon on this drive now, 2 catches, 28 yards. That one goes for 27. King Miller stays in there. He's been bottled up so far, 5 carries, 10 yards. To throw again, taking a shot. Mayava puts it up. Dangerous, nearly taken away. He was looking for the freshman Hines, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, Christian Gray was in coverage, and he's going to make a nice play on the football. He's not able to come away with the interception, but he definitely gets the PBU. Safety coming over the top, Tay Johnson to help. But this is Christian Gray closing the gap and making a play on the football.
Notre Dame has held its last 3 opponents under their season scoring averages by 28 points for Arkansas, 32 for Boise State, and about 27 for NC State. USC averages nearly 46 points per game. This is what King Miller did last week. A gash up the middle for a 1st down.
It's the 2nd time that they've run this play. It's 12 personnel, 2 tight ends. They're going to bring them both in here to lead block for King Miller. Get both of those guys along with the offensive lineman, and they open up a nice hole on the inside for the running back.
2 tight ends back in there for the Trojans offense. Now they'll split them at the bottom of your screen.
A mistake on the yard marker on the field right now.
Right now, 1st down from the 26-yard line. Mayava on the run. Just dump it off for Miller, and he absorbs that first hit. Nice job by Adon Schuler to hold on and keep it to a minimal gain.
Well, after 2 consecutive 3-and-outs, now this USC offense getting some traction, a couple runs. Jaden Mayava spreading the ball around, and they've gotten Makai Lemon now involved in what they're doing offensively. He's in the slot again, lined up against Leonard Moore.
Don't forget that aspect of it against one of the top cover corners in all of college football in the sophomore. 2nd down and 6. Mayava through his progressions, got it low and caught for Jacoby Lane inside the 20. 3rd down and short. Lincoln Riley trusts his quarterback, Jaden Mayava, who's not just running the offense anymore. He said he's playing the game now.
Notre Dame has brought some pressure on 3rd downs. Interesting to see if Chris Ash wants to bring pressure on this one. Wouldn't be surprised either to see USC with a run play here. Try to pop one on 3rd and short.
It's Leonard Moore against Makai Lemon at the bottom of your screen once again on 3rd and 3. Fake it. Leave it. Oh, it's short. Jaden Richardson lost his footing. 4th down.
They fake the run. They try to flip it out quick and see if he can turn upfield for the 1st down. I think if he doesn't slip, he probably does get the 1st down. Even though Tay Johnson was there quickly, and USC lined up to go for it on 4th down.
One of the best 4th down teams in the country, 10 for 12 on the season. You see it's top 5 in the country heading into the week. This one's 4th and 3. Fake it to Miller. To the outside. McCree won't get there. Lost the ball. It's incomplete. Drake Bowen Jordan loose. And the captain gets the stop for the Irish.
Man-to-man coverage from inside out. Drake Bowen is responsible for McCree. Not only does he cover him, he knocks the ball loose. and gives the ball back to his offense. (14-10) here, Notre Dame with the lead, and Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price doing their thing. They've had 8 carries combined for 139 yards. Excellent blocking up front, but there is no better running back room in all of college football. 2 outstanding players. They complement each other. They push each other. And so far in the first half, 130 yards rushing for Notre Dame against this USC defense.
Not bad. USC came in only allowing 109 yards on the ground per game. Faison, catch, run, first down.
And see, that's the difference again in this Notre Dame offense. You have to respect run and pass. Last week, Michigan was not a passing threat the way Notre Dame is. So you see looser around the line of scrimmage to defend the pass, which opens up the run.
It just feels like
2 deep safety. So 2 deep safety says it's a lighter box. We can run the football against this kind of a look.
It's Love, and it's another solid start on first down. Gets out to the 40-yard line on a 6-yard pickup.
Then the opposite of that is if there's a 1 safety and they bring another safety down close to the line of scrimmage because you're having trouble with the run, that gives you more man-to-man opportunities to throw the football down the field.
Mike Denbrock loves the variety that he can throw in. Just feels like he's gotten more and more comfortable with C.J. Carr, and what Carr told us, there's an understanding of what each other are looking at, and then also a trust from Denbrock that if he sees something at the line of scrimmage, he can call a new play. Love, look out. Jeremiah can't bring him down inside the 35. There is no stopping Jeremiah Love.
Well, watch again. Billy Schrouth, watch the guard just annihilate his guy. Take him all the way to the other side. 2 deep safeties. Let's run the box. The numbers favor the run game. And when you have guys like this, why not just keep feeding them the rock?
Already his 8th career 100-yard game. 9 minutes in the second quarter.
He needs a tighter chin strap, though.
Yeah.
That's the second time his helmet has come off.
Yeah, USC's like, all right, we get a break. No, Jadarian Price back in the game, who's got 3 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. Keep feeding it on the ground, and finally they get a stop. Just a 1-yard gain as we go to KT.
Well, Jeremiah Love said that he and Jadarian Price are similarly explosive backs who pride themselves on their agility and their ability to play through that contact. They use their similarities in playing styles to swap notes on the sideline. Love said the 2 will huddle up after a drive, talk through the defensive schemes and the openings that they found. They're communicating with one another, and as you mentioned, it's paying off. They've combined for 22 touchdowns, more than any other running back room in the country heading into this week, guys.
It would be hard to argue that any other running back room is better than these 2.
Will Pauling has been quiet right here in the slot.
Instead to the outside, Faison's been the favorite target for Carr so far today. This one to the 20-yard line.
So you've got a couple guys that are built the same way, that are really good with the ball in their hands yards after the catch. Faison is like that. Will Pauling is like that. K.K. Smith, who we have not seen yet. And then you got Malachi Fields, who's kind of the bigger boundary receiver, who's more of your contested catch guy. A lot of different places to go with the football for C.J. Carr, who's now settled in to the game.
Love back in there to the outside. Jeremiah Love, the stiff arm. It's 1st and goal.
Power football now. They're going to pull the backside, and they're going to lead, and then you're going to see Malachi Fields, number 0, with the crackback. He gets the block on Gentry, and they get inside the 5-yard line.
Love this time is Stonewall. Nice job by Gentry to get in there quickly, diagnosis things so quickly at 6'6", 225 at a linebacker spot.
Last year, when Notre Dame got in this kind of area, it was almost assuredly it was going to be Jeremiah Love or Riley Leonard running the football. They were excellent in the goal line short yardage. They've had some struggles this year. They've tried to go wildcat. It hasn't worked great. They've tried to roll the quarterback out. I say give it to 4 here.
On 2nd and goal, it is Love. And he is stopped. Pushed backward at the line of scrimmage. Carlos Nicholson, one of the first ones there, and then a back and forth after the play.
We got nice penetration by the inside linebacker that forced him to bounce out. That's Billy Schrauth down, who's having an outstanding game at the left guard position.
For an offensive player.
One of the captains of this Notre Dame offense, the junior from Wisconsin, is down. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Allstate. You're in good hands. And by T-Mobile. Well, some iconic matchups over the course of this series that includes a battle of the unbeatens in 1988, first meeting between Notre Dame and USC, where they're both the top two teams in the country. And Notre Dame got the better of the Trojans 27-10. That was Billy Schrauth, who walked off on his own power right into the tent. Sullivan Absher, number 75, has taken his place on that offensive line.
Yeah, I think you put the quarterback maybe on the move to the right here. Try to get a little rub play. Try to get Raritan out in the flat.
Fake it to Love. Carr. Can he make it happen himself? Extending the play. C.J. Carr. What are you going to do, young man? Looking towards the end zone is picked. A major freshman mistake taken away by Braylon Shelby. And a flag is down.
This USC defense.
Ineligible player, downfield offense. Penalties decline. Result of the play is an interception. First down, USC.
And some of the goal line short yardage issues continue for this Notre Dame offense. Just as you called it, Noah, a horrible mistake. C.J. Carr doesn't want to give up on the play, but the play is dead. Throw the ball away and kick a field goal. Throw the ball away. Nothing's there. Don't force it. This opportunistic USC defense, that's their 6th takeaway in the red zone in this early season. They gave up yards, they bent, but when it mattered most, they did not break. And Mike Denbrock talking to his young quarterback, saying, you're better than that, you're smarter than that. Just can't make every play work. Sometimes the defense wins.
4th interception of the season and career for Carr. You see the 6 red zone takeaways, the 9th total interception of the season for USC. Fitzgerald leads the way in that category with 5 for the Trojans, and King Miller just kind of meanders his way up the middle to the 27-yard line for a pickup of 6. So big momentum shift here. Yeah. Remember, USC did take the football to start this game, and now 5.5 minutes and counting left in this first half. A chance to drive down the field and regain the lead. Yeah,
plenty of time, all 3 timeouts. A chance to really swing the momentum of the football game.
Mayava got rid of it. Incomplete, but a flag. Walker Lyons, the intended target, matched up with the safety Adon Schuler.
Most times when you have underthrown passes and a defender
defense, number 8,
doesn't really know where the ball is.
First down.
You know, that receiver has the right to try to come back and make a play on the football. Schuler's out of position, and that's an easy call. There was pressure on Mayava. He had to get rid of the football, and the underthrow is what drew the penalty.
So moves it up 15 yards to the 43-yard line. Lincoln Riley, we've seen less balance today without his top 2 running backs. 11 rushes, 20 passes for this USC attack. It's Brian Jackson in the backfield here. We've seen Jackson, Miller, and Harry Dalton III, the freshman. Handed for Jackson, and he tripped up before he could get to that second level, just across the 45-yard line on a nice play by this Notre Dame defense.
You know, that was an excellent play by Elijah Hughes, number 56, a transfer from USC, because the linebackers were blitzing. If he gets to the second level, it's a big play because there was nobody there, and Elijah Hughes was able to trip him up.
USC just 41 yards on the ground so far.
Zone defense now. Very easy to read for Mayava.
They bring 4. It's a screen for Jackson with blockers in front. And Jackson keeps his legs turning across the 40 and down to the 36-yard line.
Excellent call by Lincoln Riley against zone defense. You see all these guys drop out. You've got space to run the screen. You can get your blockers out in front. Very different than running a screen against man-to-man. We've seen Notre Dame defend that today. But against the zone, USC with a big play.
Fresh set it down for the Trojans. It's Mayava. Uncorks, and another completion down low to Lane for a first down. This time 14 yards on the pickup.
Well, this USC offensive line that played so well a week ago, maybe not opening up the running holes as much as they did a week ago, but the pass protection has been pretty solid. This is a good front seven Notre Dame has. They've been getting after the passer the last 3 weeks at a high level. 3+ sacks in each of the last 3 games. They're taking care of their quarterback up front so far.
And doing it without multiple starters again. Killian O'Connor missing his second straight game at center. Elijah Page, who is still dealing with an injury, usually at that left tackle spot. Miller gets stood up. Nowhere to go for King.
You know, when we talked to Lincoln Riley, I mean, he was very emphatic saying, you know, we're actually playing without 3 starters. And the reason he says that is they had a projected starter, DJ Wingfield, who transferred from Purdue, but he was projected to be a starter. His waiver for eligibility was not allowed by the NCAA, and so he hasn't played at all, but they counted on him being a starter. So technically, 3 guys they were counting on not in there. But he's also very happy with the depth that they've created at that position now.
He said offensive line and tight end have been the biggest challenges. Here's Mayava with a shot towards the end zone, incomplete. Tight coverage and a flag down. Jacoby Lane this time matched up with Christian Gray.
Well, and again, it's a little bit of an underthrown ball.
Pass interference, defense, number 6.
Now, I think this could have gone either way. I think this was offensive pass interference. They both have a hold of each other. I mean, who had the better grab on the jersey? They both had each other's jersey as they went to the ground.
Terry, what'd you see?
Todd's exactly right. You can't just have one or the other. You have to either have both or nothing on this play. You can't just have defensive pass interference. Clearly, both of them are fouled.
So it goes in the direction of the Trojans, and now as we approach the 2-minute timeout, both teams with all 3 timeouts, and USC with a 1st and goal after the interception from Carr.
Well, they've got, in essence, 4 timeouts because they've got the 2-minute break, and then they've got all 3 of their timeouts. So excellent situation here for Jaden Mayava.
Lions the motion man. Jackson on 1st and goal. And just no running room for this USC offense.
Yeah, I think they may have to think about Mayava on a design quarterback run. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns. He doesn't have a lot of yards, but he's an effective, sneaky runner in the red zone, and they're having trouble running short yardage kind of plays against this Notre Dame front.
Got to imagine they'll take this to the 2-minute timeout, threatening down by 4. And they will. 2 minutes to play in the second quarter in this 95th official meeting between Notre Dame and USC. We've got a battle towards the end of the first half. 4-point game. Good look at the United Cam here from Notre Dame Stadium. The 2 minutes to play in the first half. 14-10 Irish over the Trojans. A 2nd and goal upcoming. Started with a C.J. Carr interception to get this drive rolling. A couple of the penalties have helped aid the Trojans down the field. Now they're looking to regain the lead.
All right, where are you deployed here if you're USC? So you've got Jacoby Lane, your big receiver, out to the left in the boundary.
Mayava is out the game. Hassan Longstreet is in there, the backup quarterback. 6'2", 100-pound freshman. Fake it. Longstreet to the outside, and he's caught up.
Wow, what a play by Tay Johnson. I mean, this is quarterback run all the way. Tay Johnson's right here. Watch this closing speed. After the fake, he reads it. Perfect angle. And stops it for no gain. I thought they might run Maava on a quarterback run. That time, I think, by bringing a new quarterback in, it really hinted to Notre Dame that that was what was coming.
And Notre Dame's going to take their first of 3 timeouts ahead of a 3rd down and goal to preserve as much clock here with 1:52 to play in this second quarter. So they try to catch Notre Dame, so to speak, off guard. Coming out of the 2-minute timeout doesn't work. Now you've got a 3rd down. It's got to go to the end zone. We haven't seen a ton of Mekhi Lemon in this game, but even last week and really throughout the season, he has had some unbelievable highlight-level catches in this area of the field. Well,
they like to use him in the slot. They like to put him in motion, create some traffic for him to get free on the outside. This is a look at him. I mean, out of the slot. He makes contested catches. He makes big-time catches. We saw this live and in person last week. Just an incredible catch with good coverage. He knows how to find the end zone. Empty backfield. They've got all 5 receivers out. Leonard Moore is on Lemon in the slot to the right.
Maava rifles end zone. It is.
I don't think he caught it.
If he did, they're going to say short potentially here, and it's going the other way. Notre Dame with a takeaway. Adon Schuler ends up with a football.
Well, this was not a good throw by Maava. That's an incomplete pass. But Maava is going to throw this backing up. He didn't step into the throw.
On the field is an interception by the defense. First down, Notre Dame at the half-yard line.
Now they'll look at that. That's an incomplete. Clearly, it'll be out on the. But watch, he's going to throw this slant right here, and he's got time to step into the throw. But he throws it backing up. He kind of short arms it. It's low and behind his receiver.
The play is under further review.
And it's incomplete on.
I mean, this should be a quick review.
Yeah, it should be.
The field goal unit for USC is already ready to go out there and kick this thing. It was nearly a huge swing to get Notre Dame the football back and keep points off the board. But it was not disastrous for Maava and for C.J. Carr, for that matter, who threw the interception on the other side of the field in what was a surefire field goal situation if he threw it away. So we'll see how quickly Jeffrey Magallanes will get together with this crew and overturn this call. It should not take very long.
No, it shouldn't. I mean, well, I'm not even going to speculate. I mean, if this call was to stand, USC probably would be going for it on 4th and 1 from the goal line. But I mean, this was clearly an incomplete pass and should be resolved a few minutes ago.
Here we go.
After further review, it's an incomplete pass. It's 4th down at the 7-yard line for USC. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute 47 seconds. 1:47 on the game clock. Thank you.
So Ryan Sayeri will get his second field goal attempt of the night. So he made from 42 earlier in the first quarter. This one a chip shot from 24. It is career-long 54-yarder last week, the second longest at USC in the Coliseum. To get this back to a one-point game, Sayeri puts it through. 14-13 with 1:43 to play. 2 timeouts for Notre Dame, and they get the football back next. Tonight, don't miss an all-new Saturday Night Live with host and musical guest Sabrina Carpenter. It's all-new SNL tonight. Watch it live, coast to coast, on NBC and Peacock. And a double dip for Sabrina Carpenter. Keenan Thompson looks like he's ready to go.
I don't know if Notre Dame is anticipating onside kick here, but they've got some wide receivers out here on this kickoff return team right now. These two guys here are both wide receivers. Not the guys you typically see on kickoff return.
Matt Jeffrey and Malachi Fields. You've got Price back deep, and Sayeri will send it that way Price will take it from the 2-yard line and see what he can do. He stumbled down. He just lost his footing across the 15. And this will be at the 16-yard line, and a nice play downfield by Isaiah Rubin. Coming up on the All-State halftime report, Tennessee and Alabama going to battle in the SEC. 5 undefeated teams, no more. 5 teams going down after entering the week without a loss. Ahmed Fareed, Joshua Perry, Chris Sims, Nicole Auerbach will have it all covered, and then some. Of course, I'd imagine we've got Fanta in 60 as well.
And good for Notre Dame, Billy Schrouth, the left guard, back on the field. That's good news for him and for Notre Dame.
So 2 timeouts for the Irish from the 16-yard line. Card, quick throw, Raritan with a catch across the 20. And he gets out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:36 remaining.
Yeah, a lot of time and 2 timeouts. I expect to see Notre Dame try to get the ball down the field here on this drive soon to Malachi Fields. He's the big boundary receiver. He's their best contested catch guy. And they haven't really targeted him yet tonight with a throw.
On 2nd down and 5, Carr to Love to the outside, shows off the speed. Love still on his feet across the 30, gets taken down inbounds by Fitzgerald, but a 13-yard pickup on the catch and run.
Yeah, Tamir Robinson, number 14's got pretty good speed, but as Love goes out, he just outruns Robinson and picks up a nice gain.
Quickly back to the line, it's Carr, good protection, now he'll evade. Directing traffic, Carr uncorks, over double coverage. It is brought in, but incomplete. Malachi Fields with a hands catch, forced out by Nicholson.
Yeah, this was an extended play, adjustment to the scramble. Excellent coverage by Nicholson. Had him right pinned on the sideline. There was no way he was going to get a foot down in bounds, even if he secures the catch.
Did he though? Did he get that toe down on the left foot? The catch is there. Wow. He completes the catch as he goes to the ground. The crowd and the sideline want to review.
It's an incomplete pass. The play is under further review.
Oh, I don't think so. Once that heel comes down, it looks like it's out of bounds.
Tremendous effort nonetheless. Adjusting with his quarterback on the scramble.
You see some of those out-of-bounds pellets come up on that, that second kind of action from the foot. Right there,
It was ruled out of bounds on the field. I don't see anything enough to turn that around or change that call.
Terry McCauley, you see this as out of bounds?
This is really fascinating, guys. It's not a classic toe-heel step. If it's the side of the foot, then it's counted as a toe tap, and it would be in bounds. It's kind of on the edge. As you said, it was ruled incomplete. I think because it's close like that, it's not clear and obvious enough to reverse. But this is pretty fascinating.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Incomplete pass.
And you wonder if, so Terry, you think if that was actually called a catch, that probably gets upheld as a catch?
I think it would have. I think it would have because, you know, is it the side or is it a step? And it is a big difference in the rules, which it is.
That is interesting stuff. So instead of another potential explosive, this time through the air for the first time, it is going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 33. Love in the backfield, Pauling in motion. 1:12 to play with 2 timeouts. Carr back to Love, and he dropped it. And a flag is down. Eric Gentry was demonstrative after the play.
Might have been a late hit on Malachi Fields. Came in there and unnecessarily threw a block, even though the pass was incomplete.
So this is going backward for the Irish. And keep in mind, USC has all 3 timeouts if they want to use it with 1:07 left. So he does hit Gentry after Love dropped the pass.
Well, what did they actually call?
They haven't called anything officially yet. And they're still having a discussion here. Here it comes.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense number 0, 15-yard penalty, second down.
So the key here is whether he really goes into him with his full body or if he uses the arms, because if he uses the arms and the hands, you're allowed to block from the blind side. It wasn't considered a late hit. At some point, we'll have to revisit because it makes it second down and 25 for this offense. With a ground game that has chewed up yards, they'll stick in the air. Carr over the top to Love, turn it up the sideline and get out of bounds.
Well, again, right now for C.J. Carr, he's got to be smart.
Terry, what do you see on this last play from Malachi Fields?
Yeah, Noah, this was not a live ball foul. The pass was clearly on the ground when contact occurs. This should have been a dead ball foul and go to third down. So Notre Dame's getting an extra down here that they shouldn't get.
Meanwhile, Jeremiah Love decides to go out of bounds and stop the clock with a minute to play. USC has 3 timeouts, and it's now 3rd and 20. So potentially aid the Trojans in one final gasp to end the half. Carr steps up. Carr gets out of the pocket, and he does complete to Love, but it's out of bounds. And then a hit that this crowd is going to want a late hit. It's not going to come, but it does stop the clock. So 2 mistakes by Love, and it saves a whole lot of time, or at least the 2 timeouts for USC.
Yeah, I mean, it saves their timeouts. It saves time on the clock. And you can see he intentionally went out of bounds. I mean, he didn't try to fall back towards the field of play and keep the clock moving.
And he didn't hit out of bounds before he got hit. So that is legal hits coming from the Trojan defense. And now Rendell is going to come out to punt it away and see if he can at least get this USC offense back deep again.
What a punt.
Lemon just lets it sail over his head, and it dies down at the 16-yard line. They try to get as much clock off as possible by letting it sit there. 41 seconds for USC to work with.
These last 4 or 5 minutes, it just seems like who's trying to seize the momentum of the game, right? Both teams have had an opportunity. Both teams have kind of let it slip. Jaden Mayava with another outstanding half of football. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You see when he plays in the final 2 minutes, he's been at his best this season. A chance right now to put his team up going into the locker room.
41 seconds, 3 timeouts. He's already hit 8 different receivers, which has just been customary all year. 14 of 23, 177 yards and a touchdown. Carr has struggled. 10 of 15, 86 yards and a pick. And now Notre Dame will take their second timeout.
Second charge, timeout, Notre Dame.
They can. They will. They might. Don't miss NBC's new comedy, A Comeback Story of Cheerleading's Biggest Underdogs. Stumble premieres Friday, November 7th on NBC and Peacock. Great look at the cheer squad for the Irish here as they watch to see if their defense can get one more stop to end this first half. Notre Dame will start the second half with the football after USC won the toss and elected to receive, with the forecasts calling for inclement weather here. The rain starting to come down again in South Bend. And here is the radar just to keep an eye on everything. Looks like rain as of right now. They will keep an eye on the lightning, which we had pregame, but it cleared up by kick time. And this first half has gone off without a hitch so far. There's a good look at it coming down. Let's see how Jaden Mayava and this USC offense can overcome some of the wetness on the field. Drive down the field to take the lead going into the break.
Again, Leonard Moore lined up on Makai Lemon right here. Trips now to that side.
Mayava, good protection. Now it runs out. Traore coming for him. Incomplete.
He was looking for Lemon initially, and Moore had good coverage. He got forced out of the pocket, and he's going to try to get back to him on the crossing route. Drake Bowen also there, kind of spying the quarterback and in the throwing lane. But very sticky coverage all over the field for this Notre Dame defense.
36 seconds remain ahead of a 2nd and 10. And this matchup has just been a fun watch. It's King Miller to the outside. and out of bounds. Modest gain sets up third down as Adon Schuler makes a tackle, and now if you get the stop, Notre Dame has a timeout to get the ball back with some time still on the clock.
Again, both teams having opportunities to really seize the momentum. Both defenses coming up with some plays and some stops. Big opportunity here now on third down. And once again, Leonard Moore lined up over Mekhi Lemon. Lemon with 2 catches for 28 yards here in the first half.
On third down and 6, it's Miller up the middle, and he's got the first down across the 30, still rolling across the 35. Timeout called for USC after a 15-yard pickup on the ground.
Watch Jean Reed, the new center, kind of fooled the Notre Dame defense. They're thinking pass. Nice cutoff block by McCree, the tight end, and the center up to the second level. And a nice run for a first down. And now a little more breathing room, and we might see Lincoln Riley dial up a throw down the field.
So the question coming into this game for the Notre Dame defense, we heard Marcus Freeman say we have to take number 6 out of this game. You have 2 thoughts. You can either basically shadow him with Leonard Moore, or you play your straight-up defense. They've chosen the first point so far tonight.
Yeah, they have, and they said 2 things. We got to stop the run and make them one-dimensional, which they've done for the most part, even though they just ran for that conversion. Only 62 rushing yards in the first half. USC had 224 last week against Michigan. So they've pretty much made him one-dimensional, and they've not let Lemon beat him. And the way that they've done that is by having Leonard Moore go with him pretty much every play here in the first half.
One of the best cornerbacks in the country, preseason first-team All-American, a freshman All-American last year. There is Sairi, the kicker, who made from 54 yards against Michigan at home last week. And he's 2 for 2 here tonight, 42 and 24-yarders. Mayava steps up. Mayava goes down. Kingston Viliamu-Asa. Just the 3rd sack that Mayava's taken this year.
He's working on the right tackle over here. He's going to come off the edge, push him back to the quarterback, and then fall into the sack as Mayava tries to step up in the pocket, and Lincoln Riley says that's enough. Let's go into the locker room. Let's regroup. Let's figure out how to attack them in the second half. And Notre Dame's able to go in with a 1-point lead, and we'll get the ball to start the third quarter.
Physical game as expected after the electric offensive start in the first quarter. A pair of rushing touchdowns, one from Love and one from Jadarian Price. A passing touchdown from Mayava. Now Marcus Freeman with KT.
Coach, defensively, you guys have made some key plays, but also some penalties. What adjustments do you need to make to correct some of those penalties?
Yeah, we got to play with better technique. We can't panic when the ball's in the air. You know, we got to challenge them, but we can't panic and use bad technique. But they're battling. You know, we're doing good. Good job keeping them out of the end zone and forcing field goals, but we gotta convert when we got the ball down here in the red zone. Can't turn the ball over.
Great job with the run game, but how do you get the passing game going with CJ Carr?
Yeah, I just told him stop pressing, man. Like, just do what you've always done. I think he needed that first half just to kind of calm down. We're all confident in CJ Carr. We just need to go out in the second half and play ball.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've seen him dice up defenses in the second half this year. Notre Dame will go into the break with a 1-point cushion, 14-13 in this traditional matchup. USC and Notre Dame after 2. This first half recap is brought to you by Geico. Get more with Geico. Time now for the CFB Bulletin, brought to you by Genesis Motor America, 14-13 after 2. And it's been the running backs per usual for Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love, first career 100-plus yard first half They've also combined for 228 of 268 total yards for the Irish. USC, 8 different receivers tonight, one of 11 FBS teams to have 8+ receivers in every game, but their top receiver held in check. Mekhi Lemon just 2 catches for 28. The QB comparison has skewed in favor of Jaden Mayava, who's got 177 yards and a touchdown. CJ Carr threw the pick in the second quarter and led to just 3 points, but Carr has just not quite looked like himself so far tonight.
Yeah, he's been uncomfortable, and credit the USC defense. They have not been able to stop the run, but they have been able to affect the quarterback. That time didn't set his feet. An overthrow, a missed throw here on a rollout, and then just the really ill-advised throw in the red zone, the interception, forcing the action, a freshman mistake. So very modest numbers. USC's defense, again, didn't stop the run, but they stopped the explosive passes. Coming into the game, CJ Carr had 31 passes of 20 yards or more, 0 in that first half. The longest completion was only for 15 yards.
Meanwhile, Mayava had 3 different pass catchers of at least 20 yards. Hines, Lemon, and Lyons all went for 20+. And Mayava is going to have to wait from the side as USC took the ball to start this game after winning the toss. They will send it away to Notre Dame on the last officially scheduled matchup between these two teams as they hope to continue their long-standing rivalry moving forward past this season. Zaire will send it away for Jadarian Price, who lets it sail into the end zone. And we check in with Catherine Tappan.
Well, Noah, 182 rushing yards is the most that USC has given up this entire season, and they gave it up in the first half. So Lincoln Riley just told me we've got to do a better job with our gap control. We know what 4 and 24 are capable of doing. On offense, Mekhi Lemon has been held to 2 receptions for 28 yards. Riley credited Notre Dame with giving him a lot of attention, and he said we just have to continue to rely on all of our guys on offense and continue to get some production here in the second half, guys.
KT, elite NBC Sports swag downstairs, head to toe. Well, Lincoln Riley is absolutely correct. It's going to start against this running game, and Jeremiah Love, who's out there on first down, they're going to throw it instead, and Faison makes the catch, shakes a tackle, gets away from a second, and picks up the first down on a gain of 12 yards on that first down catch and run.
Well, Faison, he's been the go-to guy. His 5th catch now for 56 yards. Very quiet night so far for Malachi Fields, quiet for Will Pauling, and quiet for Eli Raridan, only 1 short yard catch.
9 of Carr's 11 completions have gone to Faison and Love so far tonight. Love is in there, first down from the 37-yard line, handed to him. Jeremiah with a head of steam to the outside. Love into the secondary, across midfield, dives forward, and he'll be rolled down at the 47-yard line.
Well, first of all, watch the block of Raridan. All right, that's going to get him to the edge. And then on the perimeter, again, Will Pauling with the block, Faison with the block, and a big explosive run. The Genesis pylon cam shows, again, you get good runs in the secondary, your wide receivers have to be willing to block.
150 yards on 11 carries for Love. Looking for more. Good blocking. Slicing his way through this USC defense as Shelby finally bear hugs him.
And you would think, with the success that Notre Dame has had running the football, it would set them up for some play action, deep shots down the field. They have not really tried that yet. Be interesting to see if Mike Denbrock goes to that here with great field position on their first possession of the second half.
Jeremiah Love is 1 yard away from his career-high rushing yards. They'll throw it on second down and 4, right back to number 4 for a first down.
And right now, it just looks like USC is playing kind of a soft coverage. They've got 2 safeties. They're all off. It's kind of an umbrella to try to prevent anything from going over their head. Danton Lynn doesn't want to give up an easy one, and credit CJ Carr for taking the underneath throws and continuing to move the football and pick up first downs.
Jadarian Price, 4 carries, 57 yards and a touchdown in the first half. In there on this first down and 10. Back to the outside and right back to Faison for a modest gain.
A nice play by Marcellus Williams, number 25. Good tackle in space. Faison's already shown tonight he's good after he catches the football, yards after the catch, breaking tackles, making people miss. Williams did a nice job of making that a very limited game.
They'll set up 2nd down and 6. And it's Price on the delay. Gets tripped up. Eric Gentry held on. 3rd down.
Eric Gentry kind of fell into that tackle. He came from an off the line linebacker position, got knocked down, but he's got such long arms, he was able to reach back and trip up the back.
Dan Lynn talked about stopping the run, getting off of blocks, tackling at a premium the last couple of weeks. Felt like they did a great job of all those things against Michigan, but this was going to be another test for them. Here's a great one to start this second half on 3rd down and 5. And they hand it off Price. He's got some space, but he does not get there. He gets denied by Christian Pierce.
Oh, and again, we have this situation now for Notre Dame. 4th down. These two teams have been very similar statistically on offense. Explosive plays. 3rd down. Genesis pylon cam shows good pursuit by the USC defense, but 4th down, they've been one of the worst in the country. Coming into the game, 5 of 14, 36% on 4th down.
Just inside the top 120 in America. This one 4th and 1. Handoff. Love barrels forward, and he's got the 1st down.
A nice design. They brought both tight ends. Watch these two guys in motion, come right to the point of attack, and Jeremiah Love gets right in behind him. Power football. They both get physical blocks, and Jeremiah Love does the rest.
He also has a new career high at 157 yards against Purdue earlier this year. This one 158 here tonight. Got it on the delay. Gets to the edge, inside the 20, and shoved out of bounds by Nicholson. And then some talking back and forth after.
Yeah, good hit by Nicholson, but he also needs to recognize this dude is running all over your defense. So, yeah, good hit. But that's not going to slow him down at all.
He's got 161 yards by himself on the ground. USC as a team has 60. And Nicholson, the 5th-year senior who started Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College before a couple of seasons at Mississippi State. 2nd down and 7, 10th play of this drive for Notre Dame. Carr loads it up towards the end zone, incomplete. He was looking for Fields with single coverage against Nicholson.
See, Nicholson is a big corner. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. And even though Malachi Fields is big and a contested catch guy, he's going up against a guy who has a body and arm length about the same. And Nicholson does a nice job fighting him on that play.
So now here you are with a 3rd down and 7. We saw them get it close for a 4th and 1 that they converted. Look at their 3rd down conversion so far today. They have not been kind.
I still think Will Pauling needs to be a factor in this pass offense.
He was a non-factor earlier in the season. Last couple of games, he has exploded. It's Love. Usually a good idea, and that's why Jeremiah Love sets it up 1st and goal.
Boy, Billy Shrout, this left guard, watch this guy. He just takes his man completely out of the way. It's Gentry, the linebacker, who was walked up in the gap. And no match for Billy Shrout. Nice block by the center, Joe Otting. And a 1st down for the Irish.
You know you've done your job well when you see the shoulder pad. Bare. 1st and goal. Card, design run. And he gets stopped at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, that's pretty well defended by USC. You get the extra blocker with Jeremiah Love, but really well played by Jaden Walker, number 31. Got his first start a week ago against Michigan in their base defense, which is 4 linemen and 3 linebackers and 4 defensive backs.
Twelve plays to this drive, the opening drive of the second half. 8 of them have come on the ground for Notre Dame. Think about how fast the first 2 offensive possessions of the first quarter were for these two teams. It was already 7-7 at this point of the first quarter. Here's Carr, end zone, touchdown, Will Pauling. Notre Dame extends the lead.
We've seen a lot of soft coverage from USC. 2 safeties. Down by the goal line. They got close. Here's Pauling. He runs a great route to take leverage away from this slot defender and then runs right across his face. And C.J. Carr on the money with the throw. We haven't seen a lot of tight man coverage by USC. They went to it on that play, and Notre Dame burned him for the touchdown with Will Pauling.
4th touchdown of the season for Pauling. It's also his 4th straight game with a touchdown, which is a new career-high streak, as Noah Burnett comes on to make it 21-13. The perfect start for this Notre Dame offense in the second half. Take the ball, go right down the field. 13 plays, 75 yards. It's Pauling to extend the Irish cushion to 8. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Xfinity. Be the best at watching sports. Stream smarter with Xfinity. By Coca-Cola. Fan work is thirsty work. This is Images Jewelers in Elkhart, Indiana. It's been around 50 years. Been making the jewels for the jeweled shillelagh right there for the last 40 years. That is the prize at the end of this hard-fought matchup between a top 20 USC and Notre Dame team. You see the rain coming down as expected in the forecast. It was clear for a decent amount of that first half. The rain really started towards the end of the second quarter and has continued through the half. And after Notre Dame went right down the field, USC will have a chance to respond. Eric Schmidt will boot it away for Tanook Hines. And Hines will not field this one. It will go out of bounds with a flag down. So USC catches a break. Will get some good field position on their first offensive possession of the third quarter. And we should get the call. Yes, here it comes.
Free kick out of bounds. First down at the 35-yard line. Timeout on the field.
Simple, to the point, and correct. 35-yard line's where USC's offense will start next.
And look at that touchdown again. Here's Jeremiah Love. Here's Eli Raridan. These 3 defenders, USC is expecting the ball to go to one of those 2 guys on that side. Instead, they go to Pauling on the opposite side, who had single coverage. USC expecting the ball to go left. The ball went right, and a big touchdown for Notre Dame.
Now, how do the Trojans respond? We saw they came out on their first possession, but since then, it's been a little bit tougher sledding for this offense. Notre Dame's defense is locked in. Mayava with time this time. Lost it. Oh, nearly picked. Leonard Moore had a chance with a flag down at the 38-yard line.
Well, Leonard Moore is going to get called for grabbing the receiver. When he lines up outside, Notre Dame has played zone. When he's in the slot, on Lemon, it's man-to-man.
Defense, number 15. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Yeah, you can see he clearly grabbed Jacoby Dean, turned him around, grabbed that left shoulder. But the tendency has been, if they're in man, like it looks like now, Leonard Moore lines up right over Makai Lemon in the slot, and when they play zone, he's on the outside.
So first down for midfield, and King Miller will gain 2.
Here's what it looks like. Again, Lemon in motion, Leonard Moore is going with them. That's man coverage. They try to run the screen, fights off the block, makes the play. Now, when he's lined up outside, Lemon's still in the slot. That says zone. So Mayava knows that. Lincoln Riley knows that. What adjustments do they make to that in the second half?
On a second down and 8, it's Mayava feeling the pressure over the middle and complete.
Another pass interference.
And Gray is the one who loses his footing. He was the one back there in coverage with the flag coming in right away.
2 plays in a row, pass interference, one on Leonard Moore in zone coverage. This one against Christian Gray in man coverage.
Pass interference, defense number 6. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Remember, it was USC who had struggled with penalties coming into last week. They don't have a ton today. Only 1 penalty so far tonight, 7th for Notre Dame.
That one wasn't quite as obvious as the one on Leonard Moore.
Yeah, the crowd just saw it.
Nonetheless, a first down for the Trojans.
See the difference in penalty yardage alone. And yet Notre Dame holding on to the 8-point lead, but USC now threatening after a couple of flags.
Zone look again.
Run it with Miller. Up the middle and gain 7.
It's been a lot tougher running the football tonight than it was last week for USC, but they can't get away from it. Only 69 yards rushing, but they still have to keep that balance.
They caught Notre Dame sleeping on the first drive. Not going to do it here. Got back to the line quickly, and Jason Onye is there to swallow up Miller.
Yeah, Drake Bowen really doing a good job of directing traffic there, getting guys down in their stance, anticipating the quick count, and stopping it for relatively no gain on second down.
Miller will go off on this 3rd down and 3 with Brian Jackson split out wide. Impressive fling of the towel. Mayava empty set. Mayava loft sideline over the top, incomplete. Tanuk Hines was the intended target. Notre Dame gets a stop, and now let's see if Lincoln Riley leaves the offense out there.
Well, this is the right guy to go to. You're working on the true freshman, the starting nickelback, Dallas Golden. You get a little separation, just a tough throw by Mayava.
So the offense stayed out there for a beat. Now the field goal unit comes on with 20 on the play clock, and they'll get set for another attempt for Ryan Sayuri, who is 2 for 2 tonight from 42 and 24. This one is going to be a 44-yard attempt. Pepper snap. Johnson holds. Sayuri has been nails. Another one goes through as Sayuri adds 3 more points on the board, and USC does respond to trim this deficit 21-16. Back and forth. Offense back out there. Sunday night, it's an NFC collision led by 2 electrifying playmakers. Bijan Robinson and the Falcons take on Christian McCaffrey and the 49ers in prime time. Sunday, 7 Eastern on NBC and Peacock. One of the players that's been a huge part of this rivalry the last several years, Xavier Watts, who already in his NFL career with the Falcons, 3rd-round pick, 2 interceptions, doing things like that. That was last year in this matchup. The pick 6 on Mayava to essentially put this game away. We will see him tomorrow night on SNF. 21-16, Notre Dame in front, getting the football back after the field goal from Sayuri. So 3 field goals from 42, 24, and 44. And now we'll see if C.J. Carr can keep some rhythm after the touchdown throw on the last drive and a touchback here. Time for a game break. Here's Johnny.
Noah and Todd. Well, for Tennessee and Alabama, Volunteers down by 16. Deshaun Bishop is going to scamper all the way in the house. Vols with a little bit of life, guys, on this wild Saturday where at least 9 ranked teams are guaranteed to lose.
Yeah, John, it is. I mean, I know that he mentioned it earlier today. It was set up for a fantastic day of college football, and this being one of the anchors of this week here, the USC Notre Dame rivalry, which is always so fun, so interesting and curious in terms of what might happen. And now we do know what will happen for Notre Dame, and that is a lot more running the football with the success they've had with Love and Price as he picks up another chunk on first down.
Now, we've talked about the offensive line for Notre Dame in the run game. They've been excellent, but so have the tight ends. Eli Raridan, number 9, Ty Washington, number 7. Very involved in this Notre Dame run game, and this is the kind of game that Marcus Freeman said he wanted. Gritty, tough, bloody, violent, aggressive, being the more physical team. And at least in the run game department, they have been.
237 yards between Love and Price. This is a throw knocked away. Nice play by Fitzgerald as we check in with KT.
Well, guys, we're not seeing starting defensive tackle Devin Tompkins on the line. He had 4 tackles and a forced fumble last week against Michigan. He has been in and out of the medical tent since the end of the first half. Lincoln Riley told me at halftime that Tompkins was good to go, but he did come off the field after Notre Dame's last scoring drive and sat with a member of USC's staff and then got on the bike. So we'll continue to monitor this.
Appreciate it, KT. Keep an eye for number 4 Jakeem Stewart, talented freshman who should be a senior in high school right now, is in the game. They love his talent, his raw ability. Stewart gets taken out. Carr well short of Faison. Tight coverage by Williams, and a 3-and-out for this Notre Dame offense.
Well, we know Jakeem Stewart is going to be a great one, but watch Billy Shroud, who's been mauling people all night, have the upper hand on him. He's just going to bury him in the grass. It's an incomplete pass, good coverage downfield, but Billy Shroud is a grown man, and he's had a heck of a night.
So USC does get the stop despite Shroud's strength. That's been on full display. Rendell with his third punt of the evening. Makai Lemon back there, calls for the fair catch, makes it just inside the 30-yard line. 5:25 to play in this third quarter. A chance for USC to drive and take the lead. '95th official meeting between these two blue blood programs. 14 Pro Football Hall of Famers apiece, tied for the most in college football. 8 Heisman winners on one side, 7 the top 2 spots in that category. You've got 6 first overall picks, including Caleb Williams, 5 for Notre Dame, tied for second. Then the national championships speak for themselves. 11 for SC, including 04 of late. 11 for Notre Dame, including 88 of late. They have played just about every year for the last century or so, except for World War II and a global pandemic in 2020. Outside of that, they have played every season on this home and home. And this is the last official one on the schedule between these two teams. Both sides are trying to make a deal to extend this long-time series. Speaking of extending, Mayava extends the play and then just throws it away.
A little disguise of coverage that time. Notre Dame started by showing a cover 2, and then right before the snap, they took their nickelback Dallas Golden and moved him to the deep middle, so it kind of confused Mayava. There was a 3-deep zone defense, and he had nowhere to go with the football and had to throw it away. Seen a lot, mostly man coverage, and that's what it looks like here. Again, the indicator is Leonard Moore lined up over Makai Lemon in the slot.
USC playing without Wayman Jordan and Eli Sanders, their top 2 running backs. King Miller's gotten the lion's share of the work so far, 56 yards. USC brought some pressure, knocked away Christian Gray, and a flag comes in late.
Pass interference, defense, number 6.
It looked like he pulled his right arm.
First down.
It definitely looked like Christian Gray pulled the right arm and restricted the receiver from making a play on the football, and that's the second pass interference penalty on Christian Gray. And I think if you're not going to move Makai Lemon or put him in motion and it's man coverage, I think you attack Christian Gray or you attack Dallas Golden, the nickelback, rather than Leonard Moore.
Sets up first down from the 35. Fake it to Miller. Here's Lemon's third catch of the night. Not for much.
Yeah, it was off coverage because it was zone, and they tried to get him the ball quickly, a little screen, see if he can get a block by another receiver. Pretty well covered by Notre Dame's defense. Osbury, number 4, over there quickly.
So it'll set up second down and a long 4.
You've got Schuler and Bowen down here on these 2 tight ends, too.
Mayava first look that way, now back the other way, loads up a deep ball, separation, Jacoby Lane, touchdown! Mayava put it in the bucket, and USC takes the lead.
Well, I said you're better off attacking Christian Gray and not Leonard Moore. So it's up here. Christian Gray, Jacoby Dean, man coverage. Free safety is on the other side of the field. Mayava keeps him there with his eyes and then delivers a perfect throw. Jacoby Dean got separation on the route. And Mayava hit him with the football.
Ties his career-long catch, his 3rd touchdown of the season. Now they'll go for 2 to try to go up by 3. Lions in motion. Miller the back. 1 for 1 this season on 2-point conversions. It will be Mayava feeling the pressure. To the end zone. He's got it. Right back to Lane. 24-21 Trojans.
A really nice route by Jacoby Lane. Watch. He's just going to make a little spin move, almost like a basketball player boxing out a defender. Watch. Spins, puts his back against the defender, and then Mayava hits him right in the 8 with the football. Back-to-back throw and catch to Jacoby Dean. Watch the route, fakes the post, gets the separation easily, and Mayava on target with the throw. Jacoby Dean stepping up on this drive in man coverage. Remember, 2 pass interference penalties against Notre Dame on this drive also kept the thing going, but Jacoby Dean coming up with a couple big-time plays.
Now, keep in mind for Lane, he missed the Michigan State game with a shoulder injury, came back when he probably shouldn't have against Illinois. And Lincoln Riley called him an emotional spark for this team. The other thing you said going into last week, he really needed to get his rhythm and timing back more than anything. The bye week certainly helped him, but a touchdown last week, now a deep touchdown this go-around, and Lane has gotten his team back up by a field goal. This one will be taken out a yard in. Price gets away from 1, across the 20, finds a crease to Dorian Price. He has done this before. Price extends away. Touchdown Notre Dame. Jadorian to Jahouse. Young man who rejected transfer offers to finish what he started at Notre Dame has put the Irish back up in a blink. And the extra point is no good. Burnett missed it. Keeps it at a 3-point game.
But Jadarian Price gets a chance to return this. There's going to be 2 missed tackles. The first one is right here, number 14. Tamir Robinson, missed tackle. Here comes the second one, number 44. And after that happens, there's too much green grass for this guy. He's an excellent runner in space, and he converts it into a touchdown. USC with 2 chances to bring him down, 2 missed tackles, and Jadarian Price makes him pay for it on the other end.
We have seen that story before. Price, just as much a home run hitter as Love. So dangerous in the return game. And yet C.J. Carr just kind of looks back to Joe Otting, his center, and says, why not?
Yeah.
The Irish get a little bit of luck and show a lot of skill from their return man to get back in front. But the missed extra point is huge.
Critical missed extra.
To keep it at a 3-point game.
That's right.
Second kick return touchdown this year, the 3rd of his career. And now USC will have to get their offense right back on the field.
And couple that with the made 2-point conversion by USC moments before that.
Hines will take this from the 5. And he runs into a wall. Couldn't get away there. Shy of the 25. Brought down at the 23-yard line. With Discover It, fans can earn cash back on their game day purchases. Well, the road streak continues. So Friday Night Lights on NBC Saturday nights. Last night, Elkhart goes on the road, defeats South Bend Adams 21-0. Well, Lincoln Riley's talked about going on the road in college football at the highest level, how difficult it is, and felt that their home field advantage last week at the Coliseum was a huge deal in regaining momentum. Well, it felt like they had just grasped momentum in this game, and one play, one kick return has wiped that completely off the board. This drive will start from the 24-yard line. Empty set for Maeva, who's got 236 yards and 2 touchdowns. Maeva steps up and had a catch. That is King Miller, who had to go down. Looked like he caught it on a knee, which should have brought him down there, but they're going to give him that extra step, which will be a first down of 10 yards.
Zone coverage. Maeva had to kind of pull it down. Good job keeping his eyes downfield and finding Miller late.
It looked like his knee was clearly down, but they're going to give him the first down, and then maybe ball don't lie a little bit. Notre Dame loses 2 yards on that tackle for loss as C goes backwards.
Again, the run defense of Notre Dame has been everything they wanted it to be. Only 74 yards rushing so far for this Trojan offense that has been so well balanced. Second in the nation in total offense coming into the ball game tonight behind Texas Tech.
Yeah, 16th in the country in rushing yards per game at 226.5. Second in the country in passing, 325.8. It has been the one-dimensional look that Marcus Freeman was pleading out of his defense. Second and a long 11. It is Miller, and it is a small gain. Boubacar Traore saw it from the start.
See, the difference right now is Notre Dame is able to play deep safeties and still stop the run with a lighter box. USC's not been able to do the same thing against Notre Dame. Those runs have not hit against the 2-safety look.
They're going to go quick on 3rd down and 8. Maeva releases right at the sticks. It is caught for a first down from Hines.
That's really good job by Hines, knowing what he needed for the first down distance. Watch him get to the marker, go beyond it, and still be able to come back to the football. He knew exactly where he needed to be yardage-wise and caught it right at the spot. That's well done by Tanook Hines, freshman receiver out of Houston, Texas.
And TB, Jaden Maeva, again, has made some big-time throws in this game. Fresh set of downs. Brian Jackson is the back, split out to the bottom of your screen. From the 44-yard line, it's Maeva. Pass rush can't get home, but it's picked. Christian Gray, feast or famine, and this time he feasts on the Trojan quarterback.
You're exactly right. Now, this ball was way thrown behind the receiver. Maeva has been on target, but watch this throw. It's man-to-man coverage, and you're going to see it happen right in here. Christian Gray is in good position, but this ball is thrown behind the intended receiver, Lane, and an excellent play by Christian Gray. Undercuts it. Ball is underthrown. Christian Gray has had a couple pass interferences. He gave up a touchdown, gave up a 2-point. Now he got the ball back for his offense in Trojan territory. 12th
interception of the season for Notre Dame, tied for the second most in the country. And now you can hand it off to this guy, Jeremiah Love. Gains 2 to go up to 173 yards on the night to go with his touchdown.
But again, the thing that USC's defense has done, they've given up some rushing yardage for sure, but no explosive pass plays to C.J. Carr. The longest completion of the night, still 15 yards to Faison. They have not gotten that play that they've been so accustomed to through the first 6 weeks of the season.
And Malachi Field still held without a catch. Came in with 339 yards. Here's Carr. There is a catch. This time it's Pauling for a first down.
Yeah, nice timing and good placement of the football. That's a long throw to the right sideline. Drops it right in there for the first down. No huddle, a little tempo here for Notre Dame.
First down from the 32. Under a minute to play in this third quarter. Notre Dame has grasped the momentum back. Now it's Love up the middle. Stutter step move, and a nice job by Bishop Fitzgerald to not be fooled by the elusive Love.
Yeah, good solid tackle there by Fitzgerald, because there was a nice hole there And if Love gets out of that tackle, he's got a lot of room.
Don't have to snap this one, can take it to the fourth if they want to.
See, they're getting lined up quick. Maybe try to draw a 5-yard penalty. They're going to let this one run out and talk about it on the sideline before this 2nd and 6 play.
One-score game heading to the fourth quarter. Would you have it any other way between USC and Notre Dame? The Irish holding on to a 3-point cushion through 3. Aerial coverage brought to you by Ford. Ready, set, Ford. Take a look at our progressive game flow here tonight. What a game we've had so far. Jaden Mayava has led this USC offense. The 2 touchdowns were beautiful, but that last interception has set up a Notre Dame offense that has relied on its 1-2 punch in the backfield. Jeremiah Love, a career-high 178 yards and a touchdown, and his running mate has done it as well. 66 yards on the offensive side from the running back spot with a touchdown, but the 100-yard kick return, that is what flipped this game because USC had complete control with the momentum on their side after taking the lead in a 2-point conversion. Price, with 1 touch of the ball, completely takes it back for Notre Dame. And here they are after the interception from that man, Christian Gray, with a chance to extend what is already a 3-point lead.
Yeah, Christian Gray. Look at that look on his face. I'll tell you, I don't know if you're a Ted Lasso fan or not.
Oh, yeah.
I love Ted Lasso. He would have been a great DB coach because cornerbacks have to have the memory of a goldfish.
Nice.
They've got to be able to flush it and go to the next play. That's exactly what he did the last possession and put his team in a position to capitalize big time.
I'd imagine he was before he took the head job at Wichita State.
Yeah.
Either way, 2nd and 5 to start this fourth quarter. Jeremiah Love nearing his first 200-yard game in there. 15 minutes to decide a winner here tonight. And it is Love up the middle. Just snakes his way through for the first down. Picks up 8.
I just can't tell you how well Billy Schrouth is playing at the left guard position. I mean, he is moving bodies. And these are big, athletic bodies on the USC defensive front. He went out of the game briefly with an injury, was able to come back in, and he has been the real leader up front, playing next to the new center, Joe Otting.
One of 2 captains on this offensive line, along with Emil Wagner. And they have played some great football up front to make room for this guy. Not this time, though, as he gets caught up in the backfield by Christian Pierce.
Watch Billy Schrouth now. I mean, this guy is a captain. He's a physical presence. I mean, Notre Dame has had some outstanding run-blocking offensive linemen, have a great history, but this guy is just moving bodies. I mean, he's moving them 4 and 5 yards at a time. And doing a pretty fair job in pass protection as well.
This USC defense needs to find a way, as they've been bent here to not break. It's Love across the 15, and they will roll him down to the 13-yard line. Much more manageable 3rd and 4 coming up.
Yeah, good power run. They had 2 tight ends that time. They had them both on the right side. They overloaded that side in blocking, and Jeremiah Love got him into a very good situation here on 3rd down.
Jaden Mayava, all he can do right now is hope that his interception doesn't cost his team a touchdown on the other side.
Matt Jeffrey in the ball game again, number 33. If you're USC, if you're Danton Lind, you got to be thinking run here. They may cross them up and change their tendency.
Play clock down to 1. They didn't get that off in time. Did they get the timeout?
Yeah, they'll give them the timeout.
So they have to burn their first in this second half. 12:52 to play. We'll see if that proves to be costly down the stretch here in this one. Notre Dame leads the all-time series 52, 37, and 5. They've won 6 of the last 7, with the last win for the Trojans coming in Lincoln Riley's first season as head coach. We look for the United Cam here at Notre Dame Stadium That was Caleb Williams given the Heisman pose at the end of the season to cap off what was a spectacular regular season in year one under Lincoln Riley. And Lincoln even admitted to us last week that that was somewhat of an unexpected anomaly, so to speak. They knew there were going to be growing pains when he and his staff took this job. They felt like they needed to, one, build the roster, but two, build the mentality and expectation of winning every single week games like this.
Well, and, you know, last year they had 6 losses, and 5 of those were one-possession games, all of which they had the lead in the fourth quarter. And they weren't able to win those close games, and another opportunity at hand tonight.
Only non-one-score loss last year, Notre Dame at the end of the season, 49-35 in favor of the Irish after 2 pick-sixes late in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 4 here for Notre Dame. It's Carr, lets it fly. Oh, it's dropped by Faison. Normally sure-handed, brings up 4th and 4.
It was dropped, but it was a high ball, too. And we've seen C.J. Carr on a couple rollouts not be as accurate as he normally is. Now, he had to throw that ball over Gentry, who's 6'6", that linebacker, number 18. And that's maybe why the ball sailed on him a little bit and came up incomplete.
So let's not forget, as the field goal unit comes out here, there was a missed extra point after the 100-yard kick return touchdown by Price. There's Tyler Buckner, who, of course, was the subject of a lot of eyeballs after the Texas A&M game. This time the operation, and man, he missed that one. Noah Burnett, who had been dealing with the right hip re-aggravation during the A&M game, had been getting healthier and healthier. He's 5 for 5 coming into this game on the season. His first miss, a huge one to keep it at a 3-point game at Notre Dame Stadium.
John Fanta checking back in with another game break to Tuscaloosa, where the hottest team in college football, Alabama, they've got an argument for it. Ty Simpson to Rico Scott, tied up 17 on Tennessee, Noah and Todd.
Yeah, John, you're all over it. Alabama has been a freight train after that season-opening loss to Florida State. Meanwhile, a couple of costly misses for Noah Burnett have kept this at a 3-point game, and the interception for Maiyava goes by the wayside for Notre Dame. They can't cash in. Maiyava's offense back out there from the 20.
Zone look by Notre Dame.
And they'll run it with King Miller for 1.
The first down run defense of Notre Dame has been outstanding tonight. When USC has hit some runs, it's been on 3rd down more so than 1st down.
Shout out to Chris Ash, defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, going no visor or hat with the heavy rain. Miller's the running back. He's at the bottom of the screen for a 2nd down and 9. Maiyava delivers, sideline incomplete. Dallas Golden made the play on Jacoby Lane.
Yeah, he made a beautiful play. He just read the eyes of the receiver. He's in the slot. Watch, he's reading the eyes of the receiver. As soon as he sees the eyes and the hands go up, he rips his hand up in between and knocks the ball away. Really well played by the young nickelback, Dallas Golden.
So now it's 3rd and 9. Is this Makai Lemon time for the Trojans? Maiyava, good time. Maiyava fires downfield. There he is. Makai Lemon makes the grab. Big gain into Irish territory.
Well, this is because of the protection. They keep a tight end and the back end. 7 men. They try to bring Viliamu Asa late, but it's too late. This play takes a long time to develop. Christian Gray is trailing him, turns him over to the safety, and Tay Johnson just not able to get there. But protection is what made that play.
Brian Jackson is the back. They'll pitch it to Lemon instead. Lemon looked like he was trying to throw it. He lost the ball. Notre Dame is there. Don Schuler knocked it away, and Viliamu Asa, right place, right time. What a swing.
Well, I think you're right. I think he was trying to load up to throw it.
Recovered by the defense. First down, Notre Dame.
He's not a quarterback. It's raining. He was a quarterback in high school, I think, but nonetheless, he doesn't take care of the football. He's loading up to throw. It's not there, and then he loses it because of the tackle by Adon Schuler. The second costly turnover by this USC offense gives Notre Dame another break. Well, back here in South Bend after the costly fumble by Makai Lemon. First of all, Kingston Biliamuasa and Adon Schuler defended this extremely well. They stayed home. They weren't fooled. They had leverage on the football. So right now, Makai Lemon has to realize the defense won. Protect the football, get what you can get and get down. He's careless with the ball. It's a wet night, and it's another turnover for Notre Dame.
Jeremiah Love swallowed. Just got gummed right at the line of scrimmage, and they whistle it down there at midfield.
Probably his shortest gain of the night.
Yeah, he's got 21 carries for 192 and a score. The first time he touched the ball, he went for 63 yards down the field. And they just really haven't had many answers for either one of those two. And now Lemon is hoping that this defense can do similar types of things to what they did on the previous drive. Back-to-back turnovers after the pick and now the fumble. And the first catch from Malachi Fields is going to go for 8 yards.
Yeah, it's going to go for 8. It's going to give him a 3rd and short. He's a big target. Zone defense by USC. C.J. Carr gets him the football. Again, no chunk plays in the passing game for Notre Dame. But that was a big play on 2nd down.
You got to believe that this is 2 plays to get 1.5.
Big hole on the right side.
We're going to go that way with Love, who's got enough for the first.
Yeah, this kind of looked like USC was not lined up correctly. There was a void over here. They tried to shift to it late. They pulled Billy Shrout. They got the nice lead block by Pauling, and they're able to pick up the first down. Tell you, I'm impressed by the willingness of these Notre Dame wide receivers to block. Not just on the perimeter. That was right in the middle of the action by a small receiver, Will Pauling.
Delayed handoff. Jeremiah Love shows the burst. And another big gain gets him over 200 yards on the night. This time 15 to put him right at the knocking door of the red zone.
Yeah, watch the center, Joe Otting, again making his first start. Does a nice job right in the middle of the defense. The right guard in there does a nice job. That's Gerby Lambert, number 76. And Jeremiah Love just continues to build on his career night and protecting the football when contact is coming.
Last season, Notre Dame lost early in the year to Northern Illinois, and everybody thought season's over, college football playoff chances are over, and they rattled off win after win to get to the playoff and eventually the national championship game as Carr hands it right back to Love. Jeremiah Love with a seam. It's 1st and goal.
Well, again, tight end and wide receivers. Starts right here. The offensive line blocks down. Raritan gets a block. Now watch the 2 receivers out front. Pauling and Faison. They stick on their blocks, and that's how you get big runs. Runs of 10 yards or more, which Notre Dame has had a ton of them tonight. You get those by wide receivers blocking on the perimeter.
1st and goal. Design run for Carr. And he gets it to the 1.5-yard line. Marcus Freeman said just because they found a way to get momentum last year doesn't mean it can happen automatically again this year. They have to keep the pain from an 0-2 start to the season. That's been the foundation of their season. And it's these types of moments when he asks for vicious, bloody, physical football from his team. They're on the doorstep again to extend it to a 2-possession game. Carr second chance is good. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
Well, you're going to pull the backside guard. He's going to lead, but watch the block by Jeremiah Love. Maybe the best running back in college football. He's a lead blocker on this play and allows C.J. Carr to get into the end zone easily. A career night running the football and a big-time block on that touchdown.
I think it's safe to say all night that for this USC defense, Love hurts. Burnett, extra point this time, does go through. 34-24. This all started with Mekhi Lemon's fumble. On the gadget play, looking to throw, coughs it up. Vilion Mwasa is there. Love helps him down the field and then leads the way for his quarterback. Carr punches it in to extend. The fastest horses around the globe will compete to be crowned the best in the world. It's the 2025 Breeders' Cup, October 31st and November 1st at NBC, USA, and Peacock. Great shots last night from our team at the Basilica here at Notre Dame. The drone shot, majestic, the colors, the artistic nature. And you could really say artistic is a great way to describe how Jeremiah Love plays the game of football. It is really majestic in how he's running it tonight and then even blocking for his quarterback to score. Yeah, he's been fun to watch. I mean, so is Jadarian Price. On a night when the passing game has not been what we've been used to, the running game has been. And another one goes out of bounds. Yeah, this time Eric Schmidt, his second kick to go out. So the kicking woes continue.
First down at the 35-yard line.
Let's go to KT.
Well, guys, with injuries to Eli Sanders and Wayman Jordan on USC, Notre Dame expected the Trojans to lean heavily on its receiving core. Safety Adon Schuler said the Irish defense studied the tendencies of this USC offense. They expected Jaden Mayava to remain calm in the pocket, but that composure has been tested here. USC did do wet ball practice in preparation for tonight, but both USC turnovers have come in the second half as the rain and the wind, more importantly, has really picked up here, guys.
No question. We talked about USC averaging 552.3 yards of total offense this season. They only have 362 midway through this fourth quarter. This is King Miller, and he's met by Jalen Sneed after a gain of 5.
Well, for Notre Dame, as USC's probably going to have to throw their way back in this game, Boubacar Traore, their best pass rusher, he's been pretty quiet here, number 5.
Mayava to the outside, went right through the hands of Lake McCree.
Yeah, McCree's lucky he didn't get a penalty there. He kind of took a swipe at Christian Gray at the end of the play. Wet ball, wet hands. That one went right through it.
He took the hit by Gray, and then, yeah, there's the show.
Wasn't a lot.
No, and look, at the end of the day, it is a rivalry. Let's not forget, these two teams are familiar with one another. It's not your typical first go-around in the Big Ten for USC against their new opponents. This is a team they saw a year ago, and a lot of that is boiling over here in the fourth quarter. They're going to run it on 3rd down and 5, and Jackson will not get there. Jalen Sneed with an excellent effort. It's going to be 4th and inches, and you've got to imagine this USC offense stays out there.
Yeah, Notre Dame kind of tipped their hand on that play and showed linebacker blitz. They stayed with the run, and Jackson was very close to converting, but now 4th and very short.
In the pouring rain, the 95th meeting between USC and Notre Dame.
Going under center here, probably quarterback sneak. Watch for the push.
Can the Irish get the stop? They won't push it. It's going to be Mayava to throw it. Directing traffic, running out of time, incomplete.
Unbelievable.
The Irish starting to read a bedtime story to the Trojans.
Everybody thinking we'd fool Notre Dame with the pass on 4th and short. It doesn't fool them. Notre Dame is ready for it. They've got both guys covered. McCree is double covered. Mayava has nowhere to go with the football. 4th and less than a yard. They elect to pass, and they get stopped. The possession before, they elect to go with the trick play, and they fumble. And Notre Dame has taken control of this football game. I thought for sure it was going to be a quarterback sneak with the push from behind from one of those tight ends.
Back to the ground with Price. Slips through for a first down.
So now, if you're C.J. Carr, I mean, you've got a 10-point lead. You are milking the clock. You're snapping this ball as late as you can on the play clock, because as it stands right now, USC has to score twice. It's a two-possession game. No sense in being in a hurry. Linger in the huddle, and then snap that ball when the play clock gets down around inside of 5 seconds. Look at him looking at the play clock. He knows exactly what he's doing here to work the clock.
Price up the middle across the 30. Todd, when we asked Marcus Freeman about this game, about this rivalry, he said he always watched these games. He knew that it was significant in college football, but he didn't realize how significant until he got here. He said Notre Dame's a small place that has big touches, and you feel it every time you go up against USC. Drake Bowen, captain linebacker, said the same thing. It's amplified in a USC week. You saw the emotion after the fourth down stop from Marcus Freeman. It means something for this team.
Well, it is one of the great rivalries. I know there's some question whether it will continue. It has to continue. I think there's 6 games in college football that have to stay in place, and this is one of them.
Second down and 5. Price this time stopped in the backfield. Keyshawn Silver got there in a beat.
Yeah, really nice job. We haven't seen much penetration in the run game by this USC defense.
Let's not forget some of the miscues in the kicking game for Notre Dame. USC is going to try to conserve some time with 4:27 to play. Notre Dame missed an extra point, and Noah Burnett missed a 31-yard field goal. Currently a 10-point Notre Dame lead as they try to milk this all the way down. Time now for the upcoming schedule presented by Discover. Next Saturday, Michigan and Michigan State on NBC and Peacock, 7:30 Eastern, November 8th. Our next primetime Notre Dame game, 7:30 Eastern, Navy. Another significant rivalry here in South Bend. Well, you mentioned 6 games in particular.
Yeah.
We've got them ready for you.
Well, there's 3 home-and-home games that I think are great for college football. This one, Ohio State, Michigan every year. The Iron Bowl, Alabama, Auburn, and then 3 neutral site games. The Red River game in Dallas, Oklahoma, Texas. The Jacksonville Classic, Florida, Georgia, and then, of course, Army, Navy, wherever they play it. One of the all-time greats. I mean, there are other great rivalries in college football, but those 6, in my opinion, need to be played every year and protected and preserved to make college football great, or to keep it great.
Big play here. 3rd down and 8.
You may be thinking 2 plays here also if you're Mike Denbrock and Marcus Freeman. Still working that clock inside of 5 seconds now.
Price accelerates to the outside. He dives forward, and they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, it was a good effort by Bishop Fitzgerald, number 19, who kind of got him by the ankles, but the extra effort by Price, diving for the first down. Watch Fitzgerald come up, get him low, but the dive is what got the first down at the end of the play.
And might have to take another look. You see that right down the line. Where is the ball where that first elbow goes down? Right now, they've got it as a first down. And Notre Dame's up at the line, ready to run this next play. Clock ticking down, 3:40 and counting. All Price this drive so far as he explodes to the 20.
You see some fatigue now on this USC defense. Trojans take their first time out. Second time out, I mean. I'll leave them with 1 remaining.
So you got 1 remaining in the 2-minute timeout, but right now they've got no answer for the running game and specifically Jeremiah Love.
Jeremiah Love has just been spectacular tonight. His first play of the game, he took off for his first run, and he's run with power, he's run with speed, he's run with vision. He has been fun to watch. 24 carries, 228 yards, and a touchdown. And right now, he's resting on the sideline because Jadarian Price has been in.
And look at this. This is amazing considering the history of this program. Top 5 rushing games in school history. He's number 5 right behind Audric Estime at 238 2 seasons ago. And Price is such a good second option.
Right.
He would be the first option at 90-something% of schools. He doesn't even need to be in there to try to milk this clock down. Nice job by Carr to handle that high snap, but it does go for a loss. So it'll get back to the original line of scrimmage as Jakeem Stewart, the big true freshman, made the stop.
And Lincoln Riley elects to use his last time out right now.
And, oh boy, that's not great. Notre Dame injury on that offensive line. We've seen just elite play along that front for the Irish. And that looks like it could be Billy Schrouth again, who went down, remember, in the first half and is playing maybe his best game in a Notre Dame uniform here tonight. So Schrouth likely out here. We saw Sullivan Absher go in last time. Let's take a look at what happened.
Yeah, he's right here, 74.
He just came up, Gimpy.
Yeah, he came up hobbling.
And then he gets hit.
Grabbing the left knee.
So, no timeouts for USC. 3rd down and 9. They'll do it without their starting left guard. Price stays in there. USC badly needs the stop. Carr kept it himself. Oh, he just lost his footing. Jaden Walker was the man with pressure. It looked like he did just enough to at least get him off course.
Yeah, I mean, just going with a naked bootleg. There was no receiver. Wasn't going to throw the football. Lost his balance. Wasn't going to pick up the first down regardless. But now what do you do? I mean, you've got kicking problems. It's still raining.
So they'll take their second timeout, rather, once they take this all the way down as low as they can. Noah Burnett, we've chronicled the missed extra point, missed a 31-yard field goal. He was 5 for 5 taking field goals this season coming into the week. And this is what the struggles have looked like. It's the wind and the rain. The combination have been unkind. We thought this might have been tipped, but it actually looked like it didn't even reach a hand. That was the extra point. This was the short chip shot 31-yarder, just sailed that same direction.
And both ugly looking.
Yes.
So right now, if you're Marcus Freeman, you say, look, my guy has kicked 2 really bad looking kicks in a row. We're too close to punt. We're too far away to go for it on 4th down with the idea of converting. Do we just run a play and hope our defense can come up again knowing it's a 2-score game? Or do we try to let this guy redeem himself? It's a tough decision right here for Marcus Freeman.
Look, he hit from 48 last week against NC State. He made a 52-yarder last year against Minnesota when he was with North Carolina in what was a long game winner.
Yeah, they're going to go for it. I mean, they're going to run a play. I don't know if they're going to try to throw for a first down or not. But they're not going to trust their kicker to make it a 13-point game.
Certainly not in these conditions.
Nope.
2:42. No timeouts for USC. 2-minute timeout still remaining. Jeremiah Love with 228 yards back on the field. Carr fakes it to Love. Pressure on the edge. Gets away. Lobs it towards the end zone. Incomplete. Will Pauling, the intended target, maybe lobbing it up with the hopes of a potential penalty coming in. Ramsey did a good job of just enough without overdoing the coverage.
Yeah, it was good pressure. That forced him up in the pocket. He's just unloading it. The pressure was Anthony Lucas, number 6. Give Pauling a chance. Good coverage by Ramsey. And USC will take over the football.
So USC's offense comes back out in their last 3 drives. Interception, fumble by Lemon, turnover on downs in their own territory. They've only scored on 5 of their 12 drives tonight, 42% of the time that they've had the football. And they're going to have to go down the field quickly here to try to even give themselves any semblance of a miracle.
And still well under 100 yards of rushing. So the balance that we've seen from this offense has not been there, and now it's all pass, down 10 at this point.
Mayava trying to set up a screen for Miller. He wasn't looking. Incomplete.
Well, it's man underneath defense, again, which makes it harder to run a screen. Boubacar Traore was kind of right there in the throwing lane. Lincoln Riley has always loved the screen game, and when we talked to Chris Ash yesterday, he says they really put pressure on your defense with their screens. Notre Dame, with the exception of one, has defended the screen plays exceptionally well tonight.
Second down and 10, play clock down to 2. Get it off in time. Notre Dame brings 4 to the outside and out of bounds to Tanook Hines.
And right now, Notre Dame's going to play a lot of soft coverage because USC needs 2 scores. So they'll concede those short underneath throws. They know USC has no timeouts other than the 2-minute timeout.
They're going to have to snap it, and they do before the 2-minute timeout. Mayava uncorks, and it's complete over the middle. His go-to target tonight has been Jacoby Lane. This one picks up 15. 1:57 to play. Notre Dame with a 10-point lead as USC hopes for a prayer to be answered at Notre Dame Stadium. No shirt, no problem for some Notre Dame fans here tonight. Despite the rain, despite the weather, they have stuck it out here at Notre Dame Stadium. We knew that it was going to be a heavyweight battle in a lot of respects, but a lot of credit to Notre Dame for seizing control when it was available.
Yeah, they've done a great job. They got the 2 turnovers. Those were costly. And, you know, look, you've heard me. I'm a big fan of Lincoln Riley as a play caller, but a couple calls really went the wrong way. A call on 4th and short, and then the call for the flea flicker that resulted in the fumble by Makai Lemon.
Empty set on first down from the 46-yard line. Mayava lets it rip. And this one is fought for.
I think
they're going to call it a catch.
I think he caught the football.
Jacoby Lane, yes, loses the hat. Notre Dame thinks they have an interception. They do.
Oh, my goodness.
Christian Gray with his second takeaway. It's been a roller coaster of emotion for Gray, but he says night-night to the Trojans.
I think he took it away on the ground, though. I didn't see him catch the ball. Watch. It's bouncing. It's off the hands, and at the very end, it's an incomplete.
All right.
It hit the ground.
Wake him back up.
I didn't think he caught the football.
The ruling on the field is an interception. Is under further review.
You know, it was distracting, too, because Jacoby Lane's helmet comes off at the end of the play. You think that's the football, and the ball ended up hitting the ground.
Yeah, Tay Johnson looked like he got just a piece of the face mask to rip off the helmet. It was an excellent effort by Gray to even be close to an interception, but it does clearly hit the ground. So USC will likely dodge a bullet here and what would have been Gray's second interception of the night, 3rd of the season.
Well, he's not going to get the pick, but he was in excellent position in the coverage. You know, we've seen Jacoby Lane beat him and get separation a couple times tonight. That time, he was in phase, stride for stride with Lane, and made a nice play on the football.
And Gray's trying to take a look up on the Jumbotron here at Notre Dame Stadium. I think you can kind of see it in his eyes. He knows. Oh, yeah, zoom in. So 1:49 to play. Gray just saw it. They're kind of walking back towards that line of scrimmage, which was the 46-yard line of the Trojans.
Well, and again, right now, the coaching point that Chris Ash is stressing to his defense, nothing over our heads. No easy one here. They need to score twice. Let's make them work really hard to earn anything here. Keep
After
everything in
review,
front.
It's an incomplete pass. It's second down USC. Number 8 of USC's helmet came off. Therefore, he will leave the game for one play.
So they'll have to go without Jacoby Lane on this play. 149 again, no timeouts for SC. They're going to have to find a way to get 2 scores some way, somehow, and an onside kick in between the two. Jeremiah Love, career day, 228 yards and a touchdown on the ground. 5 catches for 37 yards in the passing game. CJ Carr, not his prettiest performance, only 16 of 26 for a 136, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, also ran for a score. But now it's up to this Notre Dame defense to slam the door shut. You got Richardson, Hines, and Lemon as the 3 receivers. You see, they're going to exchange this football. Now, you know that the rain's coming down hard when Marcus Freeman has a hat on. You're not hiding that cut very often.
He got a fresh one on Friday, too.
He
right?
did. Well, he and Jordan Cornette. Yeah, from Julio. Second down and 10. McCree across midfield, out of bounds.
Oh, we've seen Leonard Moore play an outstanding game, but we've seen him miss 2 tackles. The one long catch that Lemon had, the only one of the game, he missed a tackle. And that time, coming up out of zone coverage to tackle the tight end, he missed and brings up 3rd and short for the Trojans.
Brian Jackson on the handoff. Stutter step move. Jackson gets across the 40 to the 39-yard line. Clock's going to continue to tick at the snap after the pause with 1:38 to play. Or they're ready for play, I should say. Either way, with 1.5 minutes to play, it's first down for Mayava. Tries to get away, and he just darts it.
Yeah, that's intentional grounding, I think. There's no receiver.
Well, McCree was nearby. It looked like 87. It's just, it clearly was intentional. So now it's just going to be depending on if they feel like McCree was close enough. Was he away from his engaged block by the time he threw it?
Is he out of the tackle box, and did the ball cross the line of scrimmage?
They definitely didn't cross the line of scrimmage, and it looked like McCree was not disengaged with his block.
There's no foul for intentional grounding. Number 87 of the offense is in the area of the pass. Second down.
Terry agrees?
Yep. I thought 87 was another lineman. He was one of the tight ends. Maybe a tight end screen. It wasn't there. Good pressure by the Notre Dame defense.
And Marcus Freeman disagrees, but it does stop the clock and keep it at 2nd and 10. Just 1 sack here tonight for Notre Dame. Jaden Mayava, one of the fewest sack quarterbacks in the country. Until now, almost went down. Flag was down as he got rid of it just in time. Boubacar Traore. It was only a matter of time before he wrecked a backfield.
Yeah, working on the right tackle, Justin Tawanu'u. You know, you're not worried about run right now. You can really pin your ears back and go after the quarterback.
Holding offense, number 73. Penalty is declined. The quarterback's forward progress was blown dead. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, that's Tobias Raymond, number 73, the left tackle, has been an outstanding player this season. That time, a clear penalty.
Third and 17.
Just try to get about half of it back here if you're Mayava.
In trouble again. Scrambling around. Head downfield. Loads it up. Picked off. That will do it. A game ender for Notre Dame as they come up with the interception with Luke Tolich.
We saw C.J. Carr force a ball and get intercepted. Jaden Maiava is going to do it too. He does a good job extending, but he should have thrown right here underneath to his back. Number 30 tries to force it downfield. Easy interception for Notre Dame to close the door on this one. 3rd down and long, trying to get part of the yardage back. Hard to get it all in one shot. Costly mistake in the 3rd turnover of the game for USC.
3rd pick of the season for Tolich. First game with multi-interceptions of this season for Maiava, and victory formation in this heated rivalry for Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman was very honest when asked about this rivalry. He said it's a reminder of how important the preparation is, but who knows what the future is going to be. The one thing we do know, we got this one, and we got to win this one. They've done just that. One final kneel down. Notre Dame wins its 5th straight, and another victory over USC. The Jewel Chilele stays home in South Bend. 34-24 your final. C.J. Carr has orchestrated another victory here at home. Notre Dame has gotten it done. 5-2 on the season. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's your local news. Later tonight, don't miss an all-new SNL with host and musical guest Sabrina Carpenter. For Catherine Tappan, Todd Blackledge, Terry McCauley, our entire NBC Sports crew, I'm Noah Eagle saying so long from South Bend. 34-24, Notre Dame wins.